Hey, welcome to Gridman Universe Ramblings. This is really weird for us. This is our first time recording. It's gonna be fine.
It's gonna be
anyway,
weird.
it's gonna be weird. Self-introductions. It is I, Sam. Normally known as Insanity. I don't know if people know me actually, but yeah, I'm the guy that made those Dynazenon rambling threads back on Twitter. If anybody remembers that, hopefully somebody does. My God, it was so good. So basically, this video podcast thing is essentially just that, but talking, because I'm bad at writing. But obviously, talking by myself is extremely stupid, and I would probably sound very delusional. So, I decided to bring my friend here because he is also willing and loves the show. Hello, Gray.
Hello, it's me, the guy who got brought along for this. I also love Gridman, and I also love Tokusatsu.
Yeah,
Awesome.
you are literally here for that, actually.
Yes.
Because I know nothing about Tokusatsu. Well, I do, but not really. You're
Not enough.
You're gonna be adding a lot more nuance to this, because if it's only me talking, it's gonna be an echo chamber. Anyway, we have some bullet points here because we are bad at organizing stuff. When we usually talk, it's like the pacing is insane. We go everywhere.
Chainsaw Man pacing.
Chainsaw Man pacing, yeah. So
We go wherever.
for Gridman, we're gonna start with the format will be we're gonna start with Gridman, Dynazenon, then we're gonna talk about Universe, the greatest thing of all time. So, we're gonna begin with Gridman now. First, I guess this is gonna be the first question for both of us. How did we even get here?
Oh
Insane.
boy.
Well, for me, it's a weird story. Back in 20? I'm still gonna. I didn't.
It's
look it up.
2018.
Okay, it's
I'm
2018.
pretty sure it's
yeah.
2018.
Back in 2018, I watched Gridman alongside Bunny Girl Senpai when I was finally getting into seasonals. I only started watching anime a few months before that. It was a really cool experience. But at the same time, I didn't get much out of it because I was stupid. 2018 me was not very media literate. I was media illiterate. I was not
Yeah,
very,
exactly.
I wasn't really looking into shows
Kinda
the same way of
dumb.
like, what did this say to me? What is this trying to tell me? Is there a message here? No, I never thought about those things because
You
I
just
was
watched
watching
it
it.
for the sake
I
of
was
it.
consuming. I was a consumer in the worst way possible. So there's that. How about you, Gray? I know I already know, but it would be funny for you to tell them.
Oh yeah, you're the reason I got
Yes,
into
it's
this.
me. It's
I
always
blame
me.
you.
It's always me. I am the progenitor.
It's
for
always
this.
you with everything, honestly.
It's great.
It was like June 2021 while Dynazenon was
Yeah,
still
when
airing.
Dynazenon was coming out. Yeah.
I remember you were doing your threads on Dynazenon.
Yes,
and
the
I thought,
grade at my
"Oh,
peak."
That looks interesting.
That looks cool.
So
And
I was
then
like,
and then we had like talks about it as well. I was like, hey,
Yeah.
you should really watch Dynazenon, man. It's really good. And then you
And I
told me
was
you
like,
haven't
I
watched
haven't
Gridman,
even
and I
watched
freaked out.
Gridman.
I was like, wait, you haven't watched Gridman? You idiot! Do it now. And you're like,
and then
okay.
I did it.
But
and it
you
was
didn't.
great.
It was amazing. Yes.
I watched
so
it
great.
so quickly that Dynazenon was still airing after I finished. So I just thought, I'm just gonna wait for Dynazenon to finish.
Yeah, that
because-
makes sense. It was the move. Honestly, as much the weekly experience was insane. Especially,
It must have been insane.
We're gonna talk about it later. But my God.
Okay.
Then I guess we're gonna move on to our first impressions because obviously that's how it's gonna go. What did you think of the show, actually?
First time, honestly, I loved it first time, absolutely. Probably the first tokusatsu related
You've
thing I ever
consumed?
watched was this.
I'm not gonna lie, I feel like it's gonna be the same for me. It was my very first tokusatsu, not very first, but like the first time in years, probably like a decade.
Yeah, first
Since I've
time
watched
actually
anything
getting
that had
into it.
any toku in it.
Yeah,
great.
and it was so weird because like I had never seen anything.
Who are
like
these
it
people?
before.
Why does
Yeah,
he go
just-
gigantic like
Yeah,
that?
why does he get big? Why does he punch monsters like that?
Why do they look
fight
like
that?
mascots? A lot of
Why
people were
is it
saying
so
that too.
weird?
It was
Yeah.
weird at first. Well, I'm gonna go for my general impressions of my second watch because my first watch does not
Yeah.
exist. We shall not speak of the first watch.
Deleted.
I delete it from your brain. I hate myself from back then. But yeah, Gridman was fun, amazing. It's really good. the first few episodes are a little weak. Like I think that's everybody's thought Gridman is definitely, when we're comparing now in retrospect of all three of them, Gridman is most definitely the weakest part of the big three right now.
Yeah.
It's not amazing. It's amazing when it's the
It's
second
great,
half
but,
is
like-
phenomenal. The second half is phenomenal. But
Yeah,
the lead
absolutely.
up to there takes a lot of time. I do believe that's like
So
the
fucking good.
main flaw. But literally the second half was perfection. I love it. Like
It's
I think it was
perfection. I
around
fucking
was it
love the
around
second half.
episode 6 that it started like finally clicking?
Yeah,
think it was
for
episode
me it
6
was
when it-
definitely around episode 5 to 6. The one where I
5
started
was the
really getting
beach.
into
5 I don't know,
Gridman
5 was the swimming thing, and then like, oh no, Gridman
Yeah, actually,
is
yeah, it was 5.
outside.
I think that was the first episode that I really, really, really liked. I
Yeah,
fucking
episode 5
loved
was
those
like super
episodes.
interesting because there was a lot of
Yeah.
different things, and then you saw the world falling apart. It's like, what does that mean? And then episode 6 kind of clarifies that. It was
Kinda,
really
it started
fucking
building
cool.
upon like
Yeah, it was
everything
starting.
it had
yeah,
teased so
it,
far.
it was a really slow burn, but it was kind of worth it in the end.
It was so fucking worth it. I love how it slowly built up upon the things it had showed before.
Yeah, it was really cool. Like, especially the thing is, like, the show was very much like the story was very much planned from the beginning. It was very obvious. Like I mentioned
Yeah.
before, right? Ni Daime shows up literally from the beginning of the very first episodes. She shows up there every now and then.
She's just there.
Yeah,
chilling.
she's just there. She shows up in the background, like she's picking up coins, drawing on drawing on the road with the chalk, which she does in the sequel as well. It's great. And speaking of that, the comedy, bro.
So
Why is this
fucking
so
funny.
weirdly funny? Why is it weirdly funny? The way the comedy is this the okay? Well, you watched the Forze, which is like one of the
Forze,
stuff that
yeah,
they wrote.
the scriptwriter
apparently has
worked on
very
Forze.
same vibes, right? Very same vibes.
More so the same vibes. It's mostly the comedy, which has like it has so many like similar like tones to it, like the jabs.
the way they play it straight. Usually they
the way
play
they
everything
it
so
is very
straight.
similar.
Like Caliber falling over when with the big swords. It's like so stupid. It's like you wouldn't ever think of that, but then they acknowledge, oh yeah, he has massive swords on his back. Of course he'd do that. He'd fall.
He just
and
falls.
and then or even like the delivery of certain scenes, especially in episode, I think it was episode 6, where it just goes really hard with the cut-offs and the really weird like moments, like even the mom just going, wow, that was really good with the cookies, or Vit going, if it's the only one there, it's probably there, right? It's super
Yeah,
casual.
just the general delivery of the lines. I
Yeah,
think
the
is what
general
sells the
delivery,
comedy
it
the
feels,
best.
yeah, I think it sells the comedy because it doesn't feel anime.
It feels
I think
very
it's a bit-
natural.
It feels very like this is live action. It feels very live action in the way.
exactly.
It's still very
That's what they were
anime,
going
but
for
like
sure.
yeah, definitely what they were going for. It was pretty obvious. And then obviously, now that we rewatched it, their action. You know about this
It's
now
so
because you watched it.
Yeah, I've watched. Now I know how like Toku action is, specifically stuff like Ultraman, Super
Yeah,
Sentai
yeah.
series. When it comes to like the giant fights, it's obviously all props, obviously, and I think the way Gridman replicates that is so damn good.
And
Like,
yeah, I know. And the thing is, like, people did not like it at the time. I remember
yeah,
seeing
that's what I
tweets of it,
remember
like,
seeing.
this is
People
so
hated
weird.
the CG. They said
And
it
I
was
was like-
so bad.
Because they don't understand. They don't understand
Yeah,
where it's
they
coming
don't
from.
get it.
Yeah, but we
Most of the
on the other
people
hand,
who are
like, we
getting
know what
into
we know.
Gridman
Yeah, we're not into
didn't know
Toku,
about Toku.
or
Yeah.
they didn't really know Toku. So like, this was their first like look of it, and we, specifically me, even if I haven't seen much Toku, I was a Power Rangers fan at the time. Way back then when I was a kid. So this was like completely not. It wasn't foreign to me. It felt like completely natural.
it felt
This is how they would
natural.
move. I love the fact
Yeah,
that like like you mentioned before, the buildings falling, like it's not real buildings, it's like props.
Yeah, so they just like fall over. They don't get destroyed.
The
they just
cars
fall.
bounce like toys
Cars
as well.
bouncing.
Or even like the way the kaiju move, like they're in like they're mascots, like they straight up feel
Yeah.
like there are people inside them. Specific, even the very first kaiju that Gridman fights in the first episode is very much. This
Yeah,
looks
I
like
think that's
the person is inside it.
It's straight up a prop. Yeah, it's so
Yeah, it's
cool.
so good. Like, they sell the Toku action so well because of like the complete loyalty to like, yeah, we're not gonna make this look realistic. We're here to make it look like Toku.
Yeah, and
No one do.
it definitely shows with the stuff that
Yeah,
worked on here. There's
it was
a
very
lot
much
of
like
Toku
the intent.
originators from here.
Yeah, there is so much intent in it. Like this was the intent, and I love how completely unabashed it is with that fact. Like, yes, this is a Toku thing. You're going to love it, and we do. My God.
We adore it.
And other than the stuff in the anime, the music, bro.
She looks
Sagisu. Man changed my life.
kneel
He
to
may
the
have insane title sensibilities. Let's you know what? Let's actually look up one of the titles. Let me look up insane Gridman. Okay, Gridman OST. Let's look at the insane titles that this guy just makes for these. Let's actually just look at the universe itself.
Universe.
HL Pinch, no vocals. What does that mean? These names make no sense, but they're so good anyway. It doesn't matter. It's so fucking good. My God, it's so good. The music is phenomenal.
Such a fantastic soundtrack.
And it's like
so much to
the
atmosphere.
thing is, it's like it's not even that many tracks. It's very little tracks, and the tracks are based on the same things, just with different
they're like
instruments.
reused themes.
Yeah, they're reusing themes but with different instruments, but it feels perfect. Like the vibe for the main theme, right, of Gridman with the horns feels heroic, but when it's in keyboard or piano,
it feels
there's a
melodramatic.
completely
and sad.
there's a certain there's a melodramatic feel to it. The same goes for Dynazenon, which we're gonna talk about later. But yeah, my God, it's so good. I guess this is the perfect time now. We can talk about the story because we're talking about the vibes anyway.
The story.
Gridman's story is, if we look at it like in the general, like the entire thing, it's okay. I think that's the problem with it. It's okay, but if we talk about like the characters are also okay. I am happy about what they did with Utsumi because I hated him at first. I hated him in the rewatch too. I absolutely hated that guy's guts because of how
That's understandable.
you said you like him. How?
I think he's cool. Like
Why?
as a friend, most of the time he's kind of an asshole, very insensitive towards everything going around him. He's a little
because
bit
he doesn't
too
understand. It
stuck
doesn't
in his
sink
own
in.
world.
Yeah, this is definitely something in the rewatch that we're gonna talk about what the rewatch did. But yeah, I do believe like some of these characters felt surprisingly weirdly one-dimensional at first. When the first watch, they definitely felt a little one-dimensional, which is definitely kind of the case for. It's hard to say. I'm not sure yet. I haven't seen the 93 show, but it seems that's also the case. They're not too developed, but they're there as like their vehicles to the story.
They serve their purpose.
It is it is like a kid show, a kid Toku show, so it makes sense that they're simpler.
So it makes sense that like it's very simplified. Like
speaking about stories as well, drama CDs, the drama CDs are great. I am the only one who watched it because Gray hasn't. I don't know why this person hasn't. Why haven't you done that,
should
bro?
though.
Why are you slacking? It's so good.
I just
it's
forgot.
So good.
I forget.
The drama CDs add so much to the story. Way more so in Gridman because they actually go way harder about Namiko and Has talk about like the weird relationship happening with Yuta and Rika. They talk about that a lot in the drama CDs.
Really?
It's like
Cute.
they talk about it way more because it's like there's a weird thing going between you, right? And it's like no, there's nothing, and then it is a lot more fleshed out there compared to the show. Which again, Dynazenon kind of solves. Why am I keep mentioning it? But yeah. So there's that, and then obviously the main thing for the story for me is the final episode, because that's the very lesson, the Toku soul we could call
the
it,
soul
Toku value of the main thing of Gridman's lesson is you're not alone, bro. Like obviously because again. Remember, if we look back on Man Mode's video, the Gridman is weirdly extremely meta in the way they do their messaging, because Akane is like a god, but he's also just
she's
a god.
literally created.
She created the world, yes, but in the same sense, the way Rika said it, like, gods live in their own world, which is us. We are
us.
technically the gods.
We are the gods.
So it's the implication that he escaped here because it's easier to be here compared there. Escapism, which is like one of the main
themes.
one of the main themes of Gridman. specifically Gridman, like escapism is like one of the main themes, and like the thing is, it's kind of meta to talk about escapism in this because obviously escapism is something that we do in anime a lot.
Obviously.
It's usually
Why we
the
watch
reason
it.
why we it's usually the reason why we watch it, and that's why it's so good because Amamiya, the greatest director of all time, should win an Oscar at this point. The lesson for escapism, he doesn't outright reject it because it's the same escapism that taught us all of these things, and I love that. There's something so real about that because that's the truth. That's just the
In a
truth.
way,
Like
it's kind of like a love letter to, uh,
fiction in general,
fiction in general, like
or
the
just this
idea of
medium,
immersing yourself in a story, basically.
like believing in it to the point of escaping in it, but at the same time, you learn so much from it anyway that it helps you go through the real world, at least. Like we can mention another show here, or another piece of media here, Kaminomi. In completeness is the ideal, man. Yeah, like those lessons that these media, these shows, these
Show
stories.
us the things they're trying to tell us.
Yeah, they have stuff to tell us, and I do believe that Gridman was the very first time that it kind of sunk in to me that stories have things to tell them, and if a story doesn't have something to say, it's worthless. It's almost always
Obviously.
there's no reason.
No
I think this
worth.
is the truth. Do you believe that? I personally believe that if a story
definitely, like-
doesn't have anything to say, then it doesn't have a reason to exist
Honestly,
because everything has something to
there's-
say.
yeah, a story needs something to say at least.
Yeah,
it has to have meaning behind
Yeah,
it. It
like
has to
the thing
have
is, like a
some
story
reason to exist.
can be thrilling and amazing, but if it doesn't have a message by the end of it telling you something, like if it doesn't teach you anything, like it doesn't
Then
have
what's
to
the
be
point?
like it doesn't have to be like a lesson or like just something that's like talking about this one theme or something, like especially for Gridman, talking about like friendship, which is again cliche as hell, but Toku is like that.
It doesn't
We love Toku
matter. It's awesome.
It's cliche and it's peak. I don't care.
It's
I
awesome.
love-
I love the theme of friendship. I don't know why people bash it so much. It's
I also
so
love it as
awesome.
well. I also love this little detail as well. Like the fact that Rika is again the way Akane says it, like you're all set to love me. And like that's
Yeah.
fine. They embrace
fine.
that fact. It's okay. You're our friends. That's why you have to have to open up. And the thing is, it's like kind of funny. Akane made this world so he could get out of it. It's a weird thing. As much as he made it to escape, I feel like Akane, I feel like the story was made like you made this world for it to reject you.
Yeah, she
immediately
started getting she started getting even
the
more
world started
stressed in
rejecting
this world than
because the
world
thing
she
is, it's
came
very
from.
obvious that Akane has a background on Toku. She likes Toku
loves
very much.
Toku.
She loves Toku. So it's kind of funny to make a world with Toku in it and expect it to to not outright reject the thing that you're trying to do, because straight up like the Toku itself, like the lessons they do, they straight up do not, adhere to these things that you are doing right now. So I love that. Because like the very thing that you love is straight up just telling you, no, this is not what you want. Like the very thing you love, the very thing you made, rejecting you because you like the same thing, you like the thing, and it's based on this. It's kind of it's super meta. I love how meta this show is. It's so
just
great.
Meta in general is such a like recurring theme in like all the
All three of
installments.
them, to be honest, and it's great. And then obviously, yeah, the theme of friendship is just so good. It's just so nice. And also, just Yuta in general. Okay, the characters. Obviously, we have to talk about the characters at some point.
Yes.
Yuta is, for now, let's not take into account
For
the
now.
universe. Let's not take into account the greatest movie of all time. Just Gridman. He's okay. But I do love his innate sense of if there is something that I can do, I must
He
do
will
it.
do it. He will jump right into it without
It's
a second thought.
it's that idea of like if you have something that you know you can do, don't not do it. Do it. Like
And I
literally,
think
if
that's
it's a
why
duty.
Gridman chose Yuta. As
It's also because it's mentioned in the drama CD that we listened to earlier with Universe that the reason why Gridman chose Yuta is because Yuta doesn't look at Akane, he looks at Rika. Because Rika,
Oh,
that's the main
yes.
thing. for some reason Yuta likes Rika more than Akane, which is weird because Akane has set programmed everyone to love her. But Yuta is a different case, which is why, again, the weird theory that Man Mode brings up that Akane is Rika at the same time. It's confusing, but to be honest, it makes too much sense to be not true.
I still don't fully get it, but like I kind of get it too.
I feel like they're alluding it. They're really alluding it they're really alluding it in a lot of the art, to be honest. Like even the promo art of Gridman and of Akane and Rika in universe, they have promo art of them together. There's something about it again. Like even the ending I already showed you.
Yeah,
you can look at the ending. The live action version of Akane has long hair, has the same bus pass, but it's blue, has the earphones of Rika and Akane's headphones, and then the same cardigan. And the same uniform
it's a little bit too much for it.
It's too on the nose for it not to be the case. Because I feel like Akane is definitely. That's why Akane said the things to Rika that you were set specifically to be my friend. Like that specifically, it was her. Like everybody is like programmed to like her, but Rika specifically is programmed to be her friend.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like, I guess that was the point because again, keep yourself close. I guess. Keep your.
I guess like just to love yourself, but instead
not
really.
Was just it's almost
forcing
like
it.
It's again. It's very difficult. Again, it's a theory. I do believe it's true. I guess I'm saying it's true. It's real. It's real. I believe it's real. Meaning it is true. It's canon. It makes the thing is like it makes sense, but at the same time, not really. But when you look at it from this, it makes more sense when stuff happens. The way Rika treats Akane is very much like you're gonna be fine, me. It's very interesting. The thing is the thing is like there's a voice drama for Gridman, the final episode of Gridman, where we see the form Akane, quote unquote Akane. We see quote unquote Akane, which is just Akane, but not really. It's her appearance and voice, but it's not her. Okay. Which implies that yes. That our Akane kind of just took over this like character's looks, this person's looks and played as her, which again implies that Rika is Akane because Akane was using a different form that she borrowed from somebody else in this world. So there's that. So that's interesting as well.
Yeah, I guess there's a little bit too many.
Yeah, there's too many hints.
True.
There's too many hints pointing to it. It's like, please be real. I'm gonna say it is.
Let's just say it is.
Also, we have to talk about our baby boy, Anti-kun.
Anti-kun, I love him so much. I generally like him so much.
Anti's general journey. Character. The first, without taking into account what comes after.
Universe, yes.
Anti's journey is so great in just the show itself of him like. I have to defeat you, and the only way I can do that is to fight with you. And it was such a raw thing to say. God. Him turning it like
before straight up Anti's whole goal was
like
just
whole purpose was to be Gridman. Because that was how he was made. But
that's
then
how it was the program.
He was starting to doubt that because he was starting to mingle with people the same way that Gridman was mingling with people in Universe. Which again, we're gonna talk about later.
We'll talk about it later.
But yeah, like the fact that he started observing humans and talking to them, he started to become human himself. Like he was starting,
and therefore he stopped being a kaiju.
Yeah, he stopped just being just a kaiju. He was a kaiju with a heart. He's a kaiju with a heart, which is that's a certain distinction because kaijus in this world are made out of negative emotions specifically. So. Even if Anti was made by that, he started having his own thing, like having his own heart, which again is the main theme of his entire development, and it's so good. I love that.
So fantastic.
And the fact that Akane, the one that saves Akane ultimately, wasn't just Anti. Well, it was Anti, yeah, the one that brought Akane out of the kaiju of her own making was him, and the fact that. Anti knows Akane. Like that's straight up the thing because it's straight up you technically your mom or your creator.
Yeah, it's technically like it's a very mom-son relationship they have, and that's just built upon more with
Again,
the thing we'll talk about
we have
later.
to calm. We have to calm down. We so want to talk about universe already, but we have to
We
do this
wanna
for.
talk so bad on universe.
And I also love the way that Caliber kind of influences Auntie a little. I mean, that's the main thing. That
kinda like a
Caliber is
parental figure.
kind of a parental figure, like or a brother almost. Or
That's a better description.
more of a
yeah.
mentor. I think it's a mentor-student relationship. It's like, I want to kill Gridman. No, you don't. Not anymore. I don't think you do anymore. It's like, why? This is my only purpose. No, you've started to talk to mortals, to people. You can't anymore. Like Gridman won't be able to fight.
Anymore.
Yeah, you can't go back anymore. Gridman won't be able to like fight you anymore because you
Gridman
have a
can't
heart
kill you,
now.
because
Yeah,
you have a
Gridman can't
heart
kill you.
now.
You have a heart now, and I love that. It's the realization that like he finally realized that his purpose wasn't to kill Gridman, and he has to find it now.
Yeah, he
And
has
it's
to
also-
find purpose now.
Again, we don't really know what he is, but he is technically part of Gridman. That's straight up an establishment that he is a part of Gridman
Yeah.
already before they were broken into fragments back in the first episode. If you remember that, remember Akane looking
they
up
were
the sky and then
the
broken up.
The sky.
There were 7 of them. One of them is presumed to be Auntie, which
Auntie
makes a lot of
Angel.
sense, to be
And
honest.
that's why it makes so much sense, because he looks so similar to him, and it's not a copy of him.
Yeah, it's not a copy. He's a whole other being. Also, at the same time, if you look at the 93 show, Auntie looks vaguely similar to one of the kaiju there. He looks both like one of the when his kaiju form looks reminiscent to one of the kaijus that show up in the 93 show, and then he also reminiscent to Sigma, the supposed other character that
Brother.
was supposed Gridman's brother that was supposedly gonna show up but was cancelled.
So sad.
Also, to forgot to mention, remember the main. There's a villain for the 93 show. The guy with glasses. He was supposed to be. He was
yeah.
supposed to be the person, helping Sigma. So again, it makes more
Oh.
sense. The villain being the good person again. Really good. Love that. I love Auntie a lot and what he represents in the
Auntie's
story.
amazing.
He's such a great rival character type, rival archetype. You said he was very similar to one of the Toku characters, right? Who was it?
He just kind of like, how do you say? He's kind of like a embodiment of a certain trope of the secondary writer for a lot of Kamen Rider shows.
I
the
must
one who's
defeat
very
you.
reluctant to
Help, but will help anyway.
the protagonist.
well,
probably
at
the first that
first,
came to
at first
mind
it was.
are Meteor.
At the same time, in Auntie was not like reluctant. He straight up embraced that fact that I will help him. He embraced it from the beginning. The moment he became Grid Knight, he straight up just fought all of the kaiju.
He fought
He fought all of the kaiju at the same time. He was that cool. Love
so
him so
fucking
much for
cool.
that. And then
What?
Rika,
We gotta-
obviously. We
Rika,
gotta
we
talk
gotta
about
mention
Rika. We
We
kind of
gotta-
almost forgot about Rika. Rika
We mentioned
is...
her in passing with Akane, but we haven't talked about her.
Rika is great.
herself.
I like Rika a lot
She's
because
great.
she is very much like the kind of this audience surrogate at the same time with Yuta, or audience surrogate in the way of really bad things are happening right now and you should not be celebrating it. Utsumi, damn it. Like
For
I love
Utsumi.
Rika's like view of it, of being completely like this is a real thing happening and we have to like, he values a lot of people. She is her own person and I love that. And in the rewatch, I actually got to notice just how much Yuta and Rika had something going on.
They
It's
have a
actually
thing
kinda cute.
going on, absolutely.
Because Rika was definitely concerned for Yuta. Like that was definitely a thing,
Yeah, there was genuine
reoccurring
concern.
thing throughout the entire show. That Rika definitely is concerned for Yuta's safety. There's something to that. That she was definitely like he doesn't want Yuta to fight.
He doesn't want you to
Because
get
it is
into
dangerous.
danger
Because
and
it's dangerous. Because it is
Yeah,
dangerous.
he
But,
could
like,
die, so...
yeah, he could technically die, and he kind of did. He kind of did
Oh.
get stabbed. He
No.
kind of did get stabbed.
He didn't die, but he definitely got pretty damaged.
Well, at least it wasn't vital, they said. I guess we talk about just the little characters. Rika's mom is great. I love her.
Rika's mom is really surprisingly
she's just a fun comic relief character. She's just
yeah,
there.
she's the comic relief.
I also love the Neon Genesis high school students. Yes, that's the
so
name.
Fucking like, honestly, they're like mostly one note, but I don't care. I love them.
Who is your
Except
favorite? Who is your favorite?
Samurai Calibur is not even close.
Caliber
I love
is
that
great
guy so
because
much.
he's
I love him
funny.
so much.
But who is
He's
your
so
favorite
funny.
other than Caliber? Who is your favorite? Neon Genesis?
Boar is really funny
Boar
too.
is
I
just
really like
fun.
her unique dynamic with Utsumi, where it's
Utsumi,
like,
because he does.
Well,
he's
how
a-
does it happen? Junior Toki
he just
shows.
kicks. Yeah, he's kind of the straight man usually, and he's also super honest. Also, yes, Boar is a guy, which is kind of
What?
insane to think of. Yes, he is. Did you not know this? I was gonna mention this.
did
I
not
forgot to
know
mention.
that. What?
Boar is a guy. Boar is a guy. He looks like a girl, but he is a guy. He is
You
a
can't
guy.
just drop that on me. I always
I'm
thought
sorry.
Boy, he was a girl.
But he is a guy. I'm sorry to break it to you. He's a guy.
No.
It doesn't really
That's so
change anything.
funny.
He's still cute. He's
Doesn't
still
change anything, but that's still.
But
I
he's
did
voiced by-
not know that. That's
He's
crazy.
voiced by Aoi Yuki, baby girl. So
Yeah, that's why I
our
thought
queen.
he was a girl because it's Ayuki.
But the thing is, Aoi Yuki has also voiced boys before. So like at the same
Really?
time, he
How
can
did I
sound
not
like a
notice?
boy. So like I'm assuming he's voiced a boy at least at some point.
Yeah, probably. Honestly, that's
Boar is
some
fun.
powerful.
I just like him kicking Utsumi a lot. It's fun watching them kicking each other.
Yeah, it's pretty cute.
And also that gets again. That's also one of the things I love. The little detail. This
Yeah,
is,
the
I think,
little
one of the
details
best things
in
about
relationships.
all three installments of Gridman. The little things. They really care about the subtle character dynamics that happen, or the stuff that just happen between characters. Like,
Yeah, just like the little bonding moments. I
yeah,
like
the
to,
little bonding
call them.
moments between characters. Namiko and Haas with Rika. Like, remember that time where like Rika was lying down on Namiko, and they were like talking about like, oh, you were with a boy last time, huh? It was like that flirting thing. It was great. What else? Just a
We
lot.
can't
of them.
forget Nidaime. We can't forget Nidaime.
Nidaime, bro. Nidaime only shows up for a little though, so it's kind of like we only get to really talk about him in the next one. But yeah,
Yeah, true.
Nidaime is fun.
That's true.
She
But I still really like.
she kinda just
I
shows
like
up,
that
which
she
is funny.
just explains everything, and
Yeah,
I like her little
she is
laugh.
the
Her little
explainer.
laugh is really cute.
Her laugh is great, and also she is definitely the biggest the tightest connection to the 93
To
show, because
the
again
original show.
she is straight up just the child or the descendant of the first kaiju, one of the first kaijus that the 93 Gridman fought 30 years ago. We have to put that into perspective. It's been 30 years since 93 show. My
Holy
god.
shit.
So I'll edit it in. I'll show you the pictures and again, I don't know how much effort I'm gonna put into this video, but but I'm definitely gonna try my best to put all the parallels in. Well, I guess that okay. Obviously, before we move on to Dynazenon, the greatest show of all time,
Wow.
what did you rewatched it? How many times now? I rewatched it like 2 times. How about
Oh,
you?
I
How
also
many times
rewatched it 2 times.
So what did you think about? What did you
Oh,
think about that rewatch?
I already
bro?
liked it when I first watched it, but honestly, I'm gonna be real. I missed a lot of things until
We
I
did.
watched
We always
the video, and you explained them to me. But now with much more like better knowledge of what the show is trying to show,
It's so good.
the rewatch hits different. The rewatch hits
It does. Especially that final episode actually almost made me cry. The scene of like,
I have
is this
many
the
times
power?
I
Is
cried
this the
watching
also
it.
yeah that moment where we forgot to mention that moment with Gridman turning into the 93 show.
Yeah,
Suit. That was so cool.
The original
It was
opening.
this is
and
so
then it was
cool.
like,
And then yeah, the opening, yo, baby, nah. So,
It's so fucking good. I love that
you
moment.
made me so good. It's so fucking good. I love that. I love that opening, and I love that entire scene. And again,
It's
the
such a
entire
fantastic
message of like the power of human potential. Because
So good.
that's the main point of the main thing that they were saying in the final episode. Alexis Carib is this character, again, kind of one-dimensional, but he is really fun though. He is super charismatic, so I don't really care.
Doesn't
Alexis
matter.
Carib's like, yes, infinite power because I have infinite life. I'm so powerful. And then Gridman showing the power of human human mortality. Straight up, just like
Mortality.
the limited life that we have because we have so much potential despite having such little lifespans.
That's what makes us.
We can only live for so much, and that's exactly why we're so that's exactly why humanity is so cool, because we can continue to change and be better and to strive for better heights, because immortality doesn't really offer you that because of the stagnation that it brings. And again, the thing is, like, the immortality thing is a super big theme in a lot of other shows. You can talk about, like, Freden
So
talks
much.
about this. Like, there's
Freden,
Freden, there's a few
Fairy
more. Yeah, there's Fairy Tail that you mentioned. There's a lot of shows that do mention that immortality and mortality thing being a big thing, and I love that. I love that they convey the power of human potential, because yes, this is the power of the life power of life that is finite. And then the fixer beam, so good.
Fixavi.
Fixa beam, so good. Anyway, it's time to move on
Dynazenon?
to the greatest show ever.
Yes.
Dynazenon. My God, Dynazenon.
Yes. Finally.
Well, we're kind of gonna. I mean, we're gonna start again with how did we get here? Not really you. I'm just gonna go for me because
Damn.
I matter. I remember watching the Gridman, rewatching Gridman. Then a few days later, a teaser of Dynazenon came out. It's like, what the fuck? How? Why?
Real?
Where? Sequel? There's gonna be a sequel? And then I was like freaking out. There's a dinosaur?
There's a dinosaur.
He was so cool. I was like, I have no idea what's gonna happen, but I am in. And then a few months later, no, not a few months later, a year later, it came out. And it was the greatest thing ever.
So
First,
God.
watch. Let's talk about our first watch. Me first, because I watched it weekly.
You
Bro,
watched it weekly, was crazy.
Weekly was so good. Weekly was life-changing stuff, especially like the later episodes, life-changing.
Dude, I can't
Something
imagine waiting 1 week when Grid Night appeared. I would have lost my
Bro, you have no idea. The amount of times I was thinking about it every time I wake up, it's like, good night. Oh, I need good night.
shit. What is he doing here?
Why is he here? The moment I heard the sound and him going down, dropping, and then seeing his silhouette, I was crying. Like, oh my God, it's him. It's him. It's him.
Back.
Why is he here? And it kind of
is he
just like
doing
it kind of just opened up. It opened it up so much for me. It's like, oh my God, this isn't just a sequel. This is a sequel. This isn't just like
it is a sequel. It's not. It is
because
related to Gridman
I was
in
still
some way.
thinking it was like a spin-off. I was thinking it was a spin-off because it was
Yeah,
definitely
it
from
seemed
Gridman. I
like
was
a
like, is this a spin-off? Then no, it was a sequel. Straight up, it was a sequel. Because Knight is my boy is here.
Well, he's there. Our code is there.
Well, that was my
Aw.
impression. First watch was the best thing ever. I will forever remember those 12 weeks of like greatest thing ever. It was such a fun experience to like write again.
The
Dynazenon,
iconic Dynazenon
the
Ramblings.
iconic Dynazenon Ramblings, where people actually read my stuff because people don't do that usually. This was the very first time that people were looking at my stuff. It's like, I'm so proud of this. I'm very proud of
Finally.
the Ramblings because
The
I found
recognition I deserve.
and it was also around the time that I cooked really hard because there were so many things. We're gonna talk about it later. There were so many things I noticed.
Oh yeah, you're right.
But yeah, how about you? What was your experience binging this amazing show?
Oh yeah, I binged. I think I finished it in like 2 days. Yes, I did. I finished it in 2 days. It went crazy. A different experience from watching weekly. In comparison to
It's great,
this
even
guy
if it's a
over here.
binge. Honestly,
Honestly, my first watch, I fucking loved it, of course.
it's
But
obviously
now
good.
that I realize it, I probably watching it weekly would have been so much better because you could probably take time to like
Yeah, it
let
sinks
the
in.
episode sink
Yeah, it sinks in.
see
There's
all
some-
the little things
Yes.
and everything, which you probably wouldn't really notice in the binge watch.
Yeah, you're not wrong
so-
about that. Yeah.
So I do think honestly watching it weekly would have been
Pheno-
a
it
way
was-
better
it was an-
experience.
it
But
was an
still, I loved it
experience.
either way.
Then let's go for the vibes. This was Gridman perfect. This was the Gridman vibe.
Yeah, I think it's like the
perfected.
perfection.
They've
of
done
what
it. They've
Gridman was
polished
trying
it.
to do.
Like the vibes of the first episode, so good. Like it was such a strong pilot. It was such a strong first episode. Like the moment you saw it, you know this is gonna be a good one.
gotta
I
be a
love
good one.
I love the characters, specifically the characters. The characters have
characters
so
are
much.
fantastic.
They establish so much in like one episode. They establish so much of the characters and what their what their deal
What
is.
I really liked was Yume, who had this little
Something is wrong with me scene.
breaking
Yeah.
promises affliction.
She even said, yeah, she even has that like something is wrong with me.
Yeah, she admits it. Yeah,
And,
as the title of the show itself says,
Scarred souls
Scarred
shine like
souls
stars.
stars.
It's so good. Oh my
Everyone
god.
here has something going on.
Yeah. And speaking of, move on, the funny. I love how funny this show is. It's so
The
stupid.
churro.
The churro scene, still the greatest scene of all time. Alongside the other greatest scene of all time, the elevator scene that everybody keeps referencing. I love I love how awkward the show can be.
It's so awkward, yeah.
They love again the silence. I love the vibes. It really makes you think. It really just makes you. It really makes the jokes sink in a lot a lot better. It's like just certain things happening for no reasons, like and the cutoffs, the really snappy cutoffs with Gauma. Like I wouldn't mean to intrude, and then eats food, eats
I
dinner
even
with
really
them.
like it when they do it for dramatic effect. I remember when I was watching it some days ago.
The suicide episode.
Yeah, that was so
like,
powerful.
Again, yeah,
goddamn.
I think one of the few things as well that they do in the show, they do in Dynazenon specifically in the directing is the way they do let's say flashbacks, quote unquote flashbacks. The way they do.
Flashbacks.
Remember how the dialogue is certain like dialogue if it's a flashback is usually echoed. There's an echo in it, like a bit of an echo and reverb on it. For Dynazenon, that's not the case.
No, it's just straight up like another
straight up just
scene.
like
They don't do anything special for it.
They don't like when it's flat when characters hear the hear the words that they heard back then. It's not echoed. It's straight up just the raw vocals, even like louder.
God.
And I love that because it adds like such a strong impact to what they're thinking. Especially for like moments with Yomogi and Yume having like weird moments where they're kind of having conflict. Like the scene of like it has nothing, like Yomogi thinking about like it has nothing to do with you, and him like imagining that and seeing Shizumu talking to Yume at the same time, like all of those like festering inside him.
Yeah, those little scenes, because like something that I personally don't like a lot that they use in like anime TV shows in general is that when someone brings up something that happened like a few minutes in the episode, they have to use a flashback to remember that yes, this did happen, and yes, it has a connection to what's happening now.
Yeah, it kind of like they do the same thing, but it feels different. There's a different way of approaching it. Again, it's the fact that it's not echoed. It's not reverbed.
It's not echoed.
There's no reverb. It
special,
feels so. It feels raw. I don't know why. There's a raw feeling to them remembering it, because it sounds important. Like there's a significance to these, because flashbacks don't usually happen in the show too. Like they happen at the most important parts, and that's why they feel so like significant. Every time you hear it, every time you know that there's gonna be like you can hear the characters imagining the dialogue that they had back then. It's like, whoa,
you can see it in their facial expressions.
Yeah, you can see it in the expressions as well. And also again with the comedy, when it doesn't cut off, when it just happens, the scene with we can help you with the fixer beam, kotowaru, and then Nidaime just looking at them, and then the bag falling. I love that.
And of course we gotta mention how
the
Auntie
the pling. I'm gonna have to put that on video. But
I like how like Yomogi just ignores that just happened. He's just
I know.
still staring at it.
They play it so straight because they're having like a serious conversation.
Yeah, they're having a serious conversation.
Some kaijus, like kaijus can have hearts, but you cannot be fooled by them. And then plong, ding. It's so good. It's so stupid. I also
really like any scene with Galma in it that is comedy.
He's just so
like,
great. Again, the I don't mean to intrude. Eats the dinner.
I don't mean to intrude. Sleeping,
snoring. No,
really loud.
Cuts to snoring really loudly. Also, no, not even that. Before that too, of like him entering the bath so casually.
Oh,
Yomogi was like, "Wait, you're entering?
You're in my house. How did you get in there?" Like, your mom let me in. What? Why did she
shouldn't-
let you in?
You shouldn't do that. I love that. It's so great. And also, obviously, we don't need to just talk about the funny. We talked about again the subtlety of a lot of the things, like especially character moments. Specifically, Yomogi. Yomogi had a lot of like subtle moments in his character in the first episode. The first episode with like the first episode with the
very
first
first
few
one.
moments with the mom and the boyfriend.
And the
Of
new
the-
guy, the new dad.
Yeah, the new.
I'm gonna have a new dad.
And like he handed money to him.
And
Remember
then
that?
he
He
put it in
the
the
thing is,
donation
like-
box.
Like you could tell that there's a certain sadness to him.
Yeah.
Like he
And a
doesn't know what he
certain
really wants.
uncomfortable feeling in the actual like restaurant.
And then
like
and then you can see him, and then you see him look at the donation box and putting it there, which already solidifies him as a good person. No matter
he didn't throw it
he's-
away or
yeah, he didn't
anything.
throw it. He's a sincere guy. Like despite struggling with all these things, he's still very sincere about it, and I love that. And and that's why he's the person that says all again. We don't talk about it. We talk about it later. And then we have Yume being a little weird, but the fact
a little trauma girl, a little trauma. girl.
a little traumatized. You know, we can fix her. We can fix her. We also have a little bit of Koyomi and Chise.
I love
Which
them.
is funny.
Honestly, I was gonna mention this in the rewatch part. I just want to mention that I came to appreciate both of them so much more.
Yeah,
now
I
than
actually do.
before.
Same. I actually can say the same. I love them so much more in this show. In the rewatch now. Now that it's sunk in, we'll talk about that later with the
Yeah.
characters. But yes, it's great. And then we can't really talk about the Toku aspects because as much as there is Toku in there, there's barely any.
This
Toku
is
in
much
here.
more Super
This is
Sentai with their
super
transforming.
a little yeah. You're not wrong. I do believe it's a lot more Super Sentai because of the fact there's 5 and they combine. Yeah, it's
And they
definitely
combine,
a Sentai
yep.
thing. Even the action is less Sentai though. It's a lot more anime. It's definitely way
Yeah,
more
even
anime.
that's much
They
more
went
anime,
even
yeah.
harder with the CGI, and I adore that. Bless their
The
soul.
CGI is really good in Dynazenon.
Like the fights are
pretty
super
cool.
good. I love the fights. I love the transformations. I love the
I
song.
love the
I love the
songs
song.
playing in the
Tachiagale,
background or in the
Sekai
fight.
mo kizu. I also love. It's so good, and the music as well. Again,
Yeah, again, it's fantastic.
I don't know how to like. I love Gridman's music, but I do feel like Dynazenon's music
Dynazenon
is
is a step
so
above,
much
for
more
sure.
refined and good and great and fun. And yeah, I love the show. Anyway, let's talk about the story.
Oh, yeah,
Phenomenal
it's
from
fantastic,
start to
it's
finish.
incredible.
Such a strong impression from the first episode, and it
Yeah,
just
no,
keeps
it
going.
hooks you from start to finish. It's
I think
so
the reason
fucking
why
good.
it's so good in the first place because it focuses on the characters so much more compared to like it's a monster of the week, but it focuses on the characters and how they like interact because obviously these characters don't know each other.
Yeah, they
At first,
don't
they
know
should-
each other at all.
even-
In fact,
My favorite part of the first episode of Koyomi being taken for no reason.
he was just
Koyomi-
raptured into the fucking Dynazenon.
and then she says like, "Oh no, he's dead. He's dead and
Senpai.
unemployed. No, he's dead
You're
and he's
right.
unemployed."
I completely forgot. Yeah.
Chise continues to roast Koyomi most of the time in the show.
For Koyomi.
I love the story because of the general vibe, and again, it's a story about these characters. Again, it's a story about scarred souls shining like stars.
Stars.
It's
God,
the SSS. That's right.
It's the SSSS.
That's right, listeners. I don't know if you know, but SSSS actually means something. Although at
It-
first, okay, SSSS actually is a reference to I know I'm mentioning this just now, literally in the middle of
Yeah, we
everything.
just passed Gridman, but like,
Sorry, but like yeah, SSSS is a reference to the Western version of Gridman. Because yes, there is a Western version of Gridman.
yep.
I think its name is like Samurai Cyber Squad, Samurai Cyber
Super
something
Samurai
Squad.
Cyber
Yeah,
Squad.
yeah, something like that. Yeah. So for Gridman, the show, the anime, it's special signature to save a soul.
Just save us all.
And then for Dynazenon, it's scarred soul shines like stars. The best one
And
to be
it's
honest.
the best one. It's the best iteration for sure.
So the story is great because of the stuff that the characters again, the journey
Subtlety,
that they go in, the natural progression of the group dynamics. I think is
Oh
the
yeah,
best.
for sure. Especially Yomogi and Jume, who were like
Yomogi
really
and
awkward at the
Yume, they're so good. I do believe that the reason why they existed is because they knew that they did not really do well with Yuta and Rika, and they had to do it
Yeah.
again, but better. And they did
But
it again,
better.
but better. They did it again, but better. Yeah, and that's what I love about them so much. And obviously, Gauma is great. He's fun. He's such a fun
I think
character.
he's my favorite actually of like the entire series probably. Well, okay, wait, no, not the entire series. Dynazenon specifically, I love Gauma the best. God,
He's such a fun character. He's
so
and
fucking
again,
great.
we kind of find out later. Again, we're gonna talk about the subtleties
in universe.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about a lot of the subtleties in universe. We're gonna be putting into account almost everything in universe. We're gonna be talking about it all at the same time. We're gonna be jumping around. Chainsaw Man
so
pacing.
much.
Anyway,
Chainsaw Man pacing time.
and then for characters, obviously I've talked about it. I love. Okay, I guess we're gonna talk about the developments in the characters.
Good. Yes.
Yomogi is great because he is. If we're really looking at it, he's the one with the least problems.
Yeah, he has like non-existent stepfather, like not yet stepfather daddy issues.
Like yeah, it's not like he's just not having a good, like he's just not approve of it, like he's just not
Yeah,
comfortable
and also
with the
he
fact.
wants to be independent, as we see.
Yeah,
him
the
getting,
thing
like,
is
a
the
job.
reason why he wants to be independent is because of that. He's
Yeah,
trying to figure himself out because he's kind of lost
he's in
right
this
now.
weird spot.
Like in life, because obviously my mom is gonna get a new dad. I'm gonna get a boyfriend. It's probably gonna be my new dad. This is weird. Also,
yeah.
we can sneak in the drama CDs here as well. Yomogi actually talks with his dad in one of those.
Oh,
drama
really?
CDs, like with his
Oh.
actual dad, and it's not much. It's just them talking about life, and it's very much like they have a good relationship. It seems.
Oh.
We don't know why they separate, but like at the same time, I love the fact that it feels real. The relationships that these characters have with their parents, with their friends, feel so genuine.
Oh, talking
Like,
about that,
especially like
one
Yomogi's friends as well.
Yomi's
Yume.
friends.
Actually,
But
I
like
forgot
specifically, I like Yume's friend, the one she calls
like Yume's friend.
mom.
Okasan urusai. That's it.
Yeah, I love those two.
I also love like Yomogi's friends as well because they stay with him despite all the stuff that happened.
Yeah. They're still like they're friends. Yeah, like
And also,
they're not left over.
it's very clear. The one girl, the blonde girl, I think, is a thing. I do believe he's a thing with the guy with the glasses, the guy that's super chill with the glasses. And the other girl, I've mentioned this. The other girl has a thing for for Yomogi.
It would have been really good if it was for Yume. No.
Yume and Yomogi forever. But yeah, the girl with the black hair.
Yeah,
I forgot her name. Had a thing for Yomogi. Very clearly had a thing for Yomogi.
For sure.
There was a certain scene. I might put this up on video, but there was a certain scene of like Yume looking at Yomogi, and then the girl seeing Yume looking at Yomogi and blocking her view of him, which is like,
oh, you're right. Yeah, that did happen. Yeah, honestly, it's kind of especially because they're very touchy feely. You know,
yeah, they're
like
very,
she's very
like intimate. Well,
she hugs
very
him
much,
a lot.
They're very clingy. They're very comfortable friends, which is great.
Yeah.
Also, the little thing. There's so many subtle things about the characters as well that we don't really get to explore, but it's great. Like Yomogi is into basketball. That's like he's a sporty kid.
Oh yeah.
He's a very sporty kid. And his friends are also great, and they all have like relationships with each other. Yume is surprisingly good singer because he probably got into choir for a little bit because of Kano. That might be the case. And then you have Koyumi.
Definitely.
Koyumi, despite being this, unemployed, being unemployed, is surprisingly a good person. Like he's trying his best. He
wasn't trying his best before, but now that he has Dynazenon, he is now. And I also really like how protective he is of Chise.
Yeah,
Chise.
yeah, that too. He's really caring of Chise as well.
Yeah.
Like there are so many scenes of like, "Don't you dare hurt Chise. I do not want to see another memorial."
It's so
and that joke of like, "I do not want to see another memorial." How many memorials have you been in? What happened?
Yeah, no, like goddamn. What I think is what happened. Like I straight up think Chise lost both her parents, and that's why she's with Koyomi.
That would be fucked, actually. But that can actually make sense, huh? That would be interesting.
Yeah, I think that's why he keeps saying we don't want to see any more funerals because she's gone to enough already. Let her rest.
I also love Chise's characterization in this entire thing. The fact that she joins in despite the fact that she doesn't belong there is powerful, and I love that people accept the group accepts her as part of the group.
Yeah,
but at the same time,
the natural evolution of the character that was Utsumi, but like way better.
Chisa is like this. She starts off as like this character. Like the thing is like she seems to be the most sane the most okay character compared to Yomogi. But you can see it bit by bit that she has this anxiety of being left behind, because again, it's the same thing that happened to her in her past, that she was an outcast because of her way of expressing herself through art.
Yeah.
The tattoos.
And of
the
course,
tattoo
her
things.
clothing perfectly exemplifies that, and how uniform does not fit her at all.
Yeah, she literally does not look good in uniform, which is kind of funny. And then, obviously, we had to talk about our boy, Naito-kun. Naito-kun. I love him. He's so fun. Grito Naito Dome.
I love how, he definitely, at the beginning, does not like Gamma. He does not like Gamma.
I mean, yeah, because of he doesn't like everyone really. He doesn't like everyone.
Yeah,
first,
but
really.
specifically Gamma, goes straight up and punches him.
I love the dynamic of Auntie and literally everyone in the crew, because he is kind of just there. He's almost like, I don't need your help. He's always like that, but he's great. And the fact that he is very, very much so not the leader of the relationship with Nidaime. We can talk about her now.
Peak.
She's
Finally.
She's so much fun. She's so much fun. She's a fun character in this.
She's just a fun, bubbly character.
I also love, there's a specific scene as well of in episode 6 or episode 7 where they talk about it too. The fact that Auntie says whenever there is evil that arises, there will be good that will fight against it. There will always be a good that will rise up to fight against it, no matter what happens.
And vice versa too.
That's such a Toku thing to happen.
Yes, and it's awesome. Kind of reminds me of a certain Kamen Rider show, Kamen Rider Kuga, which I won't get into much detail, but those who have watched Kuga, you know what I'm referring to.
If there is evil, there will be good to rise up against it.
And if there's good, there will be an evil to rise against that too.
Yeah, that is, yeah. I also, now that we mentioned both of them, I guess we have to mention the elephant in the room. Not really. The Kaiju Eugenicists.
Oh, the guys.
I love them.
Honestly, the first time I watched them, I didn't
completely have no idea why they existed. But now, to be honest,
I get it. Very much.
I love them too. I just love their characters. They're so fun to
they're
watch.
Such a good group. I really like that episode where
cast.
they just decide to hey guys, let's just take a break. Let's just hang out at a mall.
Yeah, let's just go watch a movie and bowling
let's just go
and
to the mall. Let's just
billiard. Yeah, it's fun. I love that too. It's a their dynamic is great, and again, even though they made no sense at the beginning, now they do. Again, we're gonna mention this now, I guess. Well, we are going through the themes and messages anyway, so I guess we go here now. The eugenicists are straight up just like the antithesis of all the characters that we've had so far. All of the main characters. Yeah. They straight up are everything that the main characters are is what they are against. Yeah. Because they are kaiju users, and kaiju users don't care about connections and people and friends. They care about being independent and bringing about kaiju.
They just have one purpose, and it's for kaiju to be in this world.
Yeah, that's to wipe out humanity with kaiju specifically. That's their entire purpose, and
nothing else.
Yeah, and that's why it's so cool. I love the little thing that happens in the show, because you see the main character. You see Yomogi and Yume see this through Shizumu, that they realize that a lot of the things that Shizumu says is what they're gonna do. They're going They're going immediately against it, which is great. The fact that's you're being you're not even aware that you're being bound by all of this stuff. Not really. And I love that Yomogi says that. No, not really. No. No, it's not. That's not the case. I'm doing this because I love my friends and stuff, and that's great. I care about
and
them.
Of course, I just want to mention Mujina because I really
Mujina
like her
is great.
A lot.
Mujina is great. The most purposeless, aimless girl of the group.
In a way, she was just along for the ride for the most part. She didn't even care.
And then she realized
had no idea.
And then it sunk in that there were no more kaiju, and then he started hating Koyumi, which is kind of funny.
No, it was even before that. Before Kaiju run out, Koyomi was just like a drunken mess.
Yeah, and they were like
And
talking.
then Mujina, they talked for a while, and seeing Koyomi have all these like
Worries and
intense,
stuff. Yeah.
strong emotions,
They can never
made
feel
her
that.
feel some type of connection with him, which was immediately broken later on in the episode when
Yeah.
Koyomi tackled her.
Raw. It's the greatest thing ever.
I really liked after that Chisa just looks at him with
Yeah,
complete
Chisa just
disgust.
looks like
and is
complete like
"Go bin."
deadpan stare. Kuminasai. I
And
also
after
love
that,
the.
she just realizes.
You know
I
what? There's
have
also a
no
little detail
purpose.
of
Yeah.
the training segments of the episodes when they're training. I love that Chisa is like completely competent with Dino Soldier, but he's not the user. Like Chisa is just a better Chisa is just a better pilot for Dino Soldier
Yeah,
than
she's
Yomogi
sort
Bill.
of better at it.
And then you have I just also love the little detail of Yume Yume using Dino Striker when she's late.
Oh, you're right.
Like literally she does it like multiple times. She does it in the voice drama as well. There was a scene in the voice drama where it's like, anyone want to join me, go to a different city? And then Chisa was like, sure, let me join you. Let's
Sure.
go to another city. And they went to another city because they can fly. I love that.
So silly.
I guess we
God.
talk about the messaging and the themes. It's kind of the
Oh,
same, but this time even better. It's a lot
Even
more.
cooler.
The thing is, it's like the lesson for Gridman is the same, but there's a different context behind Dynazenon because we see it. We see that group. We see the group actually go through it. And then the realization that, hey, it's through the power of friendship yet again.
Let's
It's
go.
so good.
The bonds we have created
Yes,
are the
there
things
are-
that drive
there are-
us forward.
Yes, there are
Wow.
3 important things to keep, bro. Promises, love, and bonds. Which is
And
funny
later
because-
on, a completely different
later
thing.
later and I love the wordplay in Japanese too.
Yeah.
Again as I mentioned, Scar is Kizu and then Kizuna is like bonds. Again, it's so perfect and they'd never tell you straight, but it was so obvious. If we were just Japanese, we probably
Yeah,
were
it
able
probably
to
would
pick
have
it
been
up.
really obvious, yeah.
Like the fact that they were like pointing at scars every time that happened, like the fact that the scars stayed on them,
Yeah.
like
to never
Yume's scar
forget
on her
The bonds they
thigh.
shared.
Yeah, it's like this is a reminder of the bond that they
This
shared.
is what we have.
And let's not forget it ever. I love that.
And of course, also having to let go of the past is something that's also,
Yeah, it is kind of one of the main things as well of
especially with our girl,
Yume.
Yume coming to
Eh.
terms. It's more coming to terms with the
more on
past.
coming to terms. Like I also, again, we were really stupid back then. I was really stupid back then. My Gridman, my Dynazenon Ramblings did not age well at some point. But
Yeah,
yeah,
with-
like
with
Yume
Kano
was
specifically.
Yume was simply just assuming,
Yeah, she was.
and
she's just
I
making
kind
it up.
of love that. I kind of
Yeah, it
adore that
kind of
fact.
shows like we always tend to fall into these loops of assumption
Yeah,
without knowing
of,
the full picture.
Yeah, and then the fact that
It
it
never
was
was
all
that.
the signs were there. It's just we were always looking at it in Yume's eyes.
Yeah,
I think that was my case. That's why when he says like I would never do that, and I love that.
and then you question it like,
He would never do that, and I love.
It was never
adore that.
bullying. It was just.
It was never bullying. He was a really happy kid. It was an accident. And the thing is,
Yeah.
it kind of before before the episode of all time. You remember her falling because of the puzzle? I think that's the same thing that happened to Kano.
Yeah.
Because remember how he's like not holding on to the he was holding like even in his like the hospital when they were there, he was holding on to the puzzle. Like Kano's corpse was still holding on to the puzzle, which implies that he probably tried to catch it.
Yeah, and that's probably that's what it was.
That was also one of my favorite scenes as well of Chisa straight up saying to her you have no idea what you got.
Yeah. Oh.
Like, you should appreciate what you have, bro.
Appreciate what you have.
And I love that.
You have a guy that would literally
fight
go
for you.
Fly towards you and save you, and you don't realize how important that is. Yeah.
It's so good.
God.
I also love Goldburn. We can talk about Goldburn now too. I love
Goldburn is
Goldburn.
so cute. Oh, it really made me. I got so emotional when she had to say goodbye to Goldburn.
It's so great.
And I specifically like that. Like, there's this one scene where like Chisa is flying through her like old school, and she's like, "So that school's still there," and then Goldburn reads that as like, "Damn,
We're gonna fly in it."
And
no,
then
it's not
starts
gonna hate.
flying
It's not gonna.
directly towards.
It's
you.
not gonna. It's. I don't think it's hate. It's like, I think she was interpreting. It's like, you want to go to school? Took it literally though.
I see.
It's just like, no, and then they went there. So
and then
fun.
she goes.
God, I love that. I guess we can talk about like the illusion episodes now because we kind of didn't mention that.
Oh, we skipped the Gridman.
Yeah, Gridman too. I guess we talk about it twice here. The Gridman one was phenomenal.
They get their own segment. They're so good. They get their own segment.
Yes, they're gonna get their own segment because it's the best. I love the Gridman one actually. It's such a strong thing. But the thing is, for Gridman, it's a fabricated dream, and Akane knows. Akane knows what's happening.
Yeah, she definitely. I mean, she's the one that's like hiding into this dream, this happy reality where everyone is her friend.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, yeah, when like all of the characters are friends with her, and then them realizing, no, we have to face reality, man. This isn't right. And her saying, why not dream?
Because dreams end eventually.
Yeah, there. Because dreams end eventually. It's so good. And then with Dynazenon was my favorite. It's my favorite.
That one goes crazy. This is more like a general direction thing that I fucking adored. It's just that like they get disappeared. Like they disappear instantly.
Yeah, the instant disappear. Yeah, it was really trippy and horrifying.
Yeah, no, it's scary as shit, and I love it because it's literally like they disappear instantly, like just like
and like they don't even get to talk. They don't even get to talk. They straight up just they disappear,
and it's so terrifying.
I also just realized that I only remember it now that the reason why Yomogi was also able to help was because he went there voluntarily.
Yeah, he was the only one that actually went into the
kaiju voluntarily. I love the entire episode for the fact that Yomogi did all that, and the realization that no, even if I have a problem, I can fix. Like, I think he realized it as well. Now, even if it was such a simple, insignificant problem compared to everything that's happening. Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna have a new dad, but he's kind of at some point accepted it. He's resigned to his fate, which is funny, kind of sad, but also kind of funny. That he's accepted it. That this is what's gonna be. This is what's gonna be. But it's fine. And then after that, you have the Yume bits. I love the Yume part. Yo, I just love Yomogi's part there. It's like, I have to help her. I can't see her. Like, I don't want her to be. Yeah, I can't let her see Kano again like this. I can't have her be sad again. Which is like, again, very obvious. You like her, bro. So good.
Oh, and something else we completely forgot. That happens in both of them. I really like how there's like, even though they're trapped in this dream, there's still signs of like, for example, Gridman. He appears in like random.
Yeah, he appears in like random architecture and stuff.
And Yomogi
like
also,
his reflection.
Also
for Yomogi, not really. It's like the pieces of the
for
the pieces, Yume specifically, the pieces. Each piece of Dino Wing slowly showing up. I think that's still one of my favorite scenes of like Yume being surprised that Yomogi did that, and Yomogi straight up not even thinking about himself being hurt and bleeding, and straight up going, "We gotta
save your sister.
We have to go." And then that reaction of yes, and then again that entire confrontation was phenomenal. Love that. And then my favorite one, the most interesting one was actually Koyomi.
Yeah, Koyomi's out like, and
Koyomi isn't the past. It's an alternate.
It's an alternative. If he had run away with Inamoto-san's manager.
Yeah, Inamoto-san.
And in the end, it wouldn't even have mattered because the money was
Yeah.
fake. It was another attempt to escape reality for.
Yeah, but it's also like
Koyami.
you could see Koyami trying to explain himself to Yomagi, and Yomagi saying no.
No.
No need to say anything more. Move on. You have to
just
go.
leave.
Just leave.
Oh, you.
And then-
There's no words.
Auntie.
Oh, Auntie's
Oh
just
my
accepted it.
god! I think that's still my favorite part of the entire dream sequence stuff. Of Auntie realize, I think it sunk in the moment he saw it. Like, where am I? Then he heard the straw, and then immediately he went back because I believe
he's
he
like,
was.
okay. I didn't need your help.
A part of me still believes that he just wanted to stay just a little longer, just to spend time,
Just with Akane.
because he misses her.
Aw.
Like he genuinely misses her. Because again, you're a creator. Well, you can't really avoid that. Even though he says that even though he says I don't need your help. It's so cute. I love it.
It's
Oh
so
my god.
cute.
And then you have the final fight. Kaya the instant domination of Yomogi.
Instant domination.
I love the fact that like Yomogi just knows how, because he is also one of the only character that really tried to talk to the eugenicists, isn't he? He
Yeah,
talked
he's the one
to he talked to Juga, I think is the name of the name. Juga. Then he talked to Shizumu as well. Shizumu specifically more. But like he kind of puts an effort to try to understand them, which is the reason why he has an attunement to the kaiju as well, which is great.
It's so good.
Then
God, this is
so
the
good.
general, like, just everything about that finale is so good.
I also love the final fight. The final fight feels so personal. I think that's like the difference between like this is the battle between good and evil for the Gridman, but for Dynazenon it was personal.
Yeah,
Like-
yeah. Especially with like most of the characters and ending up having some sort of like
Conflict with each other.
direct like personal
Direct,
like
yeah,
conflict
direct.
with each other.
They're like direct links to each other.
Shizumu with Yomogi and Yume, Koyomi with Mujina.
And then Juga with Galma that we didn't really get,
Uh,
but it is an interesting aspect of like Juga was admired the Galma as a kaiju user, but was like really upset that you left. It's kind of funny, but yeah, I guess we can talk about what the rewatch did for you.
Oh my lord.
Changed my life.
Yeah,
God, that rewatch
my
was good.
rewatch specifically, like, I think I just ended up noticing so much things I just took for
The
granted.
little things again, the little moments again. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
the
so
little
good.
moments is I think like especially with again Yomogi and Yume.
Yeah, Yomogi and Yume's moments. There's so many of them. There's actually so
There's
much.
so many.
Again,
so
that
many
scene.
cute-
Again, that scene's like wanna go to the festival. Not really. It's like, do
Let's
you want
invite
to?
everyone
Yeah.
else. And then
You
she's like,
idiot! She wanted to spend time with you. Gotta. They're so
God.
stupid.
I
so
especially like really, you know the scene, the one where Yume is talking about herself and then Yomogi's like
Yeah, crying. Yes.
he's like he has to sit down and like fucking bawl his eyes out.
Yeah,
It's like,
again, because Yomogi is such a sincere character. I love him. Like I would fall in love with him if I were Yume. Immediately
I
at
am in
that
love with him.
moment.
I love
am
him.
in love. Same. We can also talk about the subtleties of a lot of things. There's so many more subtleties in the moments between the show of Dynazenon. There's so many subtle stuff happening in the background, other than like the side characters doing their own thing, the main characters' dynamics, like Knight and Nidaime spending time together,
cute.
like the little moment of like Nidaime giving Knight food because food is Knight's favorite thing ever.
He loves food.
It's very obvious that Knight loves food a lot.
Oh,
I just-
that the one episode, I think this is one of my favorite episodes in the entire like show. I think it's the one with the little kaiju that's painting things.
Yeah, the thing that's the first time that they tried the instant domination part. Yeah, it was
And, like,
so
Yomogi-
haunting. I was really
See-
haunted by the episode. I remember watching that and like having that be sunk into me for like a week was difficult because it was
Like,
haunting.
yeah.
Genuinely haunting seeing Yomogi go through that because he did not deserve that. He did
Yeah,
not deserve to be
like-
able to understand what kaiju are and then immediately have to kill them right after.
And especially because the kaiju, like, we don't know if it was actually staring at the Yomogi or not.
It
but
was.
god
It was.
damn,
It was because he kind of had for a moment, like, subjugated it to him. Like,
Yeah.
so it was really. It was like, man, that's just sad.
That's just fucked up. Yeah.
You could even see it in his face as well. That he was like, I have to do this because I have to save the people. It doesn't matter if you're good, you're causing trouble. Then we
there's
talk
just
about.
so much.
How about we talk about the parallels?
Can we
My
talk about
goodness.
Galba and Dynazenon? We have to.
Which will go on? What is it? What about it?
You're the one that went really
Oh,
deep
yeah,
into
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah, yeah.
theory.
Oh yeah, that. Oh,
Yeah.
we didn't mention it again. Very late into the podcast, but yes, Dynazenon is quite literally a fan fiction.
fanfic
A fan fiction of that one episode
scene
of
in
Gridman.
Gridman. The
And
original.
the Goma is straight up just like confirmed to be the mummy of that one episode where Dynarex is introduced. The actual Dyna thing.
The
actual
actual
gun.
dinosaur.
Yeah, the actual Dynarex. I forgot the dinosaur. Remember how Dyna Soldier can turn into a gun?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, basically that. That's the weapon.
Wait, really?
The Dyna, yeah,
straight
that's
up
literally
there?
the weapon.
Oh shit.
And that's the first time we ever see that new weapon. And it was around the episode where the princess, where the mummy shows up, and basically, yeah, this entire show and the world in it is a fan fiction of that one episode, which makes sense because Yomogi is straight up Gauma. They are the same people. They are the same thing.
Yeah.
They're in a way they're a reincarnation, and that's why it's sad as well because it also means that Yume is the Hime of the story.
Yeah.
And you know how that goes.
We even get come on a little direct confirmation of this with the Halloween costumes at the very
Yeah,
very end.
again, I was like, I knew already, but this was such a nice thing to confirm. Thank you so much.
God.
Bless you. It was so good. Speaking of parallels now, we're gonna talk. I don't know if I can list it. Am I really gonna list all of it and put on video? That's so much work. Oh my god. But yeah,
Oh well.
like a bunch of anti-scenes perfectly parallel certain scenes in Gridman.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that one scene, the ones I've shown you as well? I might show it here, just pictures, because again, it's so good for no reason. They're just gonna parallel this stuff all the time. The one with Akane,
They're
the
just
one
like
with
this.
Auntie reaching to Akane and pulling her out. The same with Dynazenon pulling Knight out. There was that.
God.
There was also a few scenes of there's also a few scenes too. I forgot which ones there are, but there's a lot. I'll put them there. Video editor me. Throw it all out there. Random shit. Go.
Go.
Yeah, there you go. So many parallels, Sam. You're so cool. I don't know, man. I was cooking so hard. in those. I was the first person that noticed the Nanto Kabimu reference. Okay,
Nanto
I will take that in
Kabimu.
stride. If you looked
Good.
at that video of that one big mecha guy, I was credited right there.
That's
I
you.
did that.
Yeah.
I
You
did
invented it.
I didn't invent it, but yes.
But you were the first one to spot it.
Yes, it's so good, man. I love Dynazenon. Dynazenon is so good.
God, we love Dynazenon.
It's the greatest. Now
Okay,
that
finally.
we've finally done it. Literally an hour and 20 minutes in. My god, is this thing gonna take me bro, is this gonna be 3 hours? Doesn't matter. Okay.
It doesn't matter. It has
Universe.
To be as long as it has to be.
Universe. It's so good.
God.
God, this movie.
We literally rewatched it a day ago, but I still don't
Literally
believe
just a
it's
few
real.
hours ago. Literally just a few hours
It doesn't
ago.
feel real. It doesn't feel real.
Oh my god. I only waited for how many years? 2 years for this.
But it felt eternal. Those
It
2
felt
years
like an
felt
eternity.
completely-
I had to look it up every day.
God.
For
Yeah,
2
you
years
were on the cat site and looking up every day.
Literally every day.
Every-
This was not a joke. This was every day. I was like, please.
Obsession, literal. Yes.
My god, I'm so happy that it exists. This
I'm
is just
so
everything I've
done,
ever
so-
wanted. I've ever wanted.
I am so satisfied.
Like
with
how we
it.
put in our bullet points. First watch changed my life, and it did.
Yes, it literally did. God.
Everything about this was like so perfect and like so fun, and this was such a perfect conclusion to the story.
Yes, it's everything I like. Legit, everything I could have asked for
The
a
same way
Gridman
that
universe.
Symphogear XV is essentially just
Yeah.
the entire episode 11 to 13 of Symphogear usually, but stretched into an entire season.
Yes,
Gridman
exactly.
Universe is essentially just the usual format of Gridman and Dynazenon, like compressed into a movie, and
It's
it's
a complete
amazing.
celebration of what it is.
Yeah, it's literally it's everything, man. Well then, let's go talk about the story, which is the best thing ever. Oh my god.
Jesus.
I love how the first half. I love the thing that they acknowledge here that a lot of people that watch Gridman and Dynazenon love the slice of life moments,
Yes.
and
Just-
I love that literally almost, let's say, an hour and 20 minutes were just slice of life.
Yeah, it was just them chilling. I just love. I'm here for the fucking fan service again because God, seeing the characters interact was the best thing ever.
Yeah, it is a crossover film, like those Toku stuff. Which they
Yeah,
usually
yeah,
do.
yeah, yeah. It's rid of that, and I love it. It's so fucking cool. I especially lost my shit when Yomogi and
Yeah, Yomogi and Yumi shows up for the first time, and they're acting like a couple, and it's like, hey, give me that phone. Let's try to contact
Oh,
them. It's like
also
no.
it's really fitting that Chise and
Utsumi are the one talking. It's like kind of lost right now. It's like, let me help you. No, I'm not. I'm not really referring
I'm
to me.
looking for the other
I'm
guy,
looking
and
for
then
the little
Koyomi
shit.
just enters the bathroom and like, wait, that's my bathroom. No, it's
my
mine.
bathroom. And then
Kazan.
Kazan! It's so good. I love I love how you expect them to They're exactly how you would imagine them interact.
Yeah, no, it's exactly as how
but
they
funnier.
would
But
talk.
weirdly enough, funnier.
Yeah,
it's funnier.
It's so good.
I guess
also,
it's,
of course,
okay, of course. What?
oh, I was just gonna mention that I can't believe that the very first seed somehow comes back into relevancy later.
Yeah, you should stop drawing and erasing at the same spot.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we call in storytelling Chekhov's gun. If there is a gun in a story, by the end of it, it will be fired.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
That drawing was the Chekhov's gun of this.
Yep, that makes
It's
so much sense. Actually,
good. I love it. What else? What else for the story?
so much.
I love the complete straight play. The complete straight. They play straight. The crossover thing is a complete played straight. Dynarex just shows up early. There's no this was what I was expecting. It was gonna take like half of the movie. The thing I expected is like half of the movie will be just the Gridman, and then Dynazenon suddenly shows up. But no,
Yeah, that's why. No,
literally the first
right
few
off the
minutes,
bat,
right off
he's
the
there.
bat, he shows up, my boy, and it's so good. God, I love the entire thing, and then the second half, which is just like, you ascend through, you ascend.
Incredible.
You ascend. We ascend, and we are no longer human. We are now Gridman. We are all Gridman.
We are all Gridman.
Such a perfect second half. Such powerful action. Amazing character moments. That
Dude.
one scene that we will talk about later that made you cry
Yes.
earlier. I heard that. You were
You heard
bawling.
that? No.
You were bawling, bro.
Yeah, I was
I
dying.
left you be. I left you be because like I understand. I get it.
That fucking broke my heart.
It's so good. It's so good. Let's talk about the characters.
Okay. Yes.
Okay, before actually the characters, I really want to talk about how it's so perfect that they really focus on Gridman in this movie. Like
Yeah,
the Gridman
because-
characters, because they're the least fleshed out characters.
Underdeveloped. Yeah.
Like the fact that Dynazenon has barely any like the Dynazenon cast barely has any presence. They're kind of just
Yeah.
there, and it's perfect for them. Like this is the perfect role for them. They're complementary to the characters that we have that we need focusing right now, which is specifically Yuta and Rika.
I
Yuta
love
just specifically just Yuta.
I didn't think much of Yuta honestly in Gridman.
Yeah,
but
same.
Gridman Universe, I like him a
but like
lot.
Universe, he really is like that realization that he's always been this type of person of like, if there is something to do, I must do it. That innate sense of justice and duty is such a powerful thing. And I love as well seeing the characters' reaction to this, especially Utsumi and Rika, because they are like completely like horrified and concerned for him, because obviously this person is willing to jump into danger for literally no hesitation. I will go, for it is what I must do.
That's just how he is.
Yeah, that was an innate character thing. That wasn't Gridman, and I love that because it clarifies so much.
And not only that, I really, really like Utsumi a lot more now.
Yeah, Utsumi's presence in this is
such
really fun.
He's a good friend. I like
He's
him.
become a great friend. Even the fact that he is like somewhat upset at the fact that it wasn't him. Wasn't him that was chosen by Gridman. It's like, I'm not gonna worry for you, but I'm gonna be there for you. Like the fact that he gave
such a sweet thing.
the implication as well, like the marble. The marble was it was actually Utsumi holding the marble the entire time in that episode. In the entire first few minutes. At the first part of the show movie, because in the show it was obviously Yuta holding onto the marble.
Yeah.
And then the fact that he gave it back, as if to say, "Here, you're a good man again.
It's yours."
It's so great. It's so good.
And again, I just love those simple interactions that they have, especially the one where like they saw Rika enter. Which is later confirmed to be his brother's room, and then it's like he covers his eyes and like erase that from your memory.
Yep, erase it right now, and then like her head, like moving his head around.
Yeah.
I've forgotten about it. And then when he removes his hands
it didn't
on his
work at
eyes,
all.
he was crying. Dante! I love him. I love you. I love Yuta, man. He's so stupid.
He's so stupid.
He's such
so
a great...
Every time Utsumi teases him about like, I can't wait to see the face when she turns it down, and he's like,
and then the logo. Also, again, I love the subtle character quirks that all of the characters have. Like, again, I mentioned this to you earlier with the rewatch. Rika being good at typing.
Yeah,
that was a small thing that was mentioned in the first Gridman show, and then you see it in Universe. Her being able to type with just one hand. It's kind of funny. And at the same time, we can go skip a little bit with Bor and Utsumi still kicking each other right after. It's adorable.
It's like I always like those guys' dynamic.
It's so fun. And Rex, we're calling him that.
Rex.
Namai da, namai wa. You. Inamay da na. Love him. He's so fun.
He's so great.
He's such a great character. And then obviously Yomogi, Yume, Koyomi, and Chisa showing up out of nowhere was so fun.
Oh my god, I was ready to start crying when Yomogi and put his cell against Kawa's body. Was like,
yes,
I thought I'd never see you again.
And I love the fact that I love the little scene as well that like Koyomi, Yume, and Chise let this happen.
Yeah.
They didn't try to approach Gama because they know how much Yomogi
was
hurt by this and how much Yomogi cares about Gama, because he was technically the first, the savior, and also literally him. It's literally they're the same. They're the same person. Literally the same person.
And I like the moment literally afterwards. It's like her mom comes in like, I
am I interrupting something? I love how he's so good at diffusing those situations. He's just so cool.
Yeah, she's very like I like
it's so
her.
great. And then you have who else do we have? It's kind of hard to talk about the second half without talking about the messages and the themes and the values of everything.
Yeah, so let's focus on the silly, funny stuff.
Funny stuff first. So many funny stuff like Chise going, how about we go to school? We're gonna have fun. And then they were like, are you sure it's gonna be safe? Are they gonna even let us enter? And they let them enter. Easy access. And I love how Namiko and Has are also completely fine with these three random people helping them out with the play.
Yeah, they just get along with anyone, and it's so cool.
I also love
the drawings.
The
drawing.
The funny scene with Chise and everybody's reaction to go, my job.
I love this little scene where like Yomogi and Yume show their drawings and they both say to each other, that sucks.
It's so great. And then the reaction and then all of the reaction to Chise is like, my job.
Oh.
It's really good though. They're so stupid.
She's so good at it.
They're so stupid. I love them. And I also
God.
love the again. This is again. We're gonna be talking about it in the. I think it's time. Do we just talk about the messages and themes already?
Let's just go
And then
for it.
yeah, and then we just like jump into characters every now and then. I love the overarching narrative of the script because it
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
represents in a meta way the show. It's the entire 3 installments itself, and then the show and then the movie itself. The way that Gridman it started off as just Gridman, and it was rejected, and then right after when Dynazenon came into the picture, it was accepted, which almost feels a bit too meta for me. Are you telling me it's because people didn't really like Gridman, which is kind of the case? It is kind of the case. Just Dynazenon made everything so much better. But like I love the fact that they kind of acknowledge maybe self-aware in a self-aware way. I love that they go like, yeah, we like this one now because Dynazenon is here. Because they added the characters.
They know which one was the better.
They
better
recognize
reserved
real recognizes real.
Real recognizes real.
It's so fun. I also just love there's so much like meta stuff about creating and art in general, just wanting to send a message. Again, that's really one of the main things of like making the script for one of the struggles that Rika has with making the script. Are they gonna get it? Like, is the audience gonna get what I'm trying to say? And how the conclusion of that is funny. It's fine if they don't, as long as they enjoyed it, which is kind of the case usually. It's the case usually, but it's also fun to know that sometimes you're just gonna have to live with that. Sometimes people are just gonna enjoy it and nothing more, unfortunately, and that's fine because it's weird now, and that's okay. And I love that. It's just a little thing, and also the little progressions between Rika and Yuta being super awkward together.
I like how
the seesaw scene. I still love that scene. It's so funny and stupid.
Bro, he lost his chance so hard in that one.
He's so stupid. He was right there. He was right there.
She was looking. She was waiting. She was waiting.
There was a genuinely waiting. He was like, man, you were so slow. You're so late.
Oh, soy.
He's so stupid. I love him. I also just love the scene of like Yuta trying to look for advice, trying to ask for advice to Yomogi.
Oh yeah,
and that little.
I
scene
love how he describes Dynazenon.
Yeah, is it true though? Like so you get a robot and you fight monster and
you get a girlfriend.
It's like, why are you summarizing it like that? But it's right?
But it's true.
Yeah, it's all true.
Yeah,
it's all true though. I love the almost like it is true though, but like I love that little scene as well, and I love that everybody is fully aware that Yuta has a thing for Rika. It's so funny.
Everyone knows. Everyone, every single person.
It's so funny that every single one of them knows. It's
just
so
like,
obvious.
come on, do it already.
Come on, what are you doing? Come on, she is right there. And then one of the themes that I really liked about this as well is like it happened multiple times here. Is like you don't need to say anything more. I know what you mean. Like this happens to Galma and Yomogi. That scene between them is like, I'm here now. If you want to talk about it, and it's like I don't.
But I've forgotten.
I've forgotten. But
as long as I'm just glad that you're fine.
Yeah, and that little thing of you don't need to say anything more. I understand, like the mutual understanding
with Akane
of
and Rika,
and especially Akane and Rika as well. That little scene. Also, we're mentioning Akane already this early. I'm sorry. It's fine. It's fine. We're gonna have to talk about her eventually. But God, there's so many things to talk about. I also love Gridman.
Gridman's like
I fell in love with Gridman in this movie. We had like such a powerful humanizing moment in this.
The entire reason for Gridman Universe happening is because he feels bad of using.
He felt so bad of stealing Yuta's time. Yeah, stealing Yuta's time.
He had so much guilt for it.
To the point that a kaiju was born from him again, which is insane. The fact that even the hyper agent himself can have a kaiju be born from him
because of his own resenting emotions.
Yeah, it's so great. I love how humanizing it was, and I love how Yuta treats him. Like, it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Like, even though I don't remember you, like, I had like it was because of you that I made so many friends, and you did have fun too, right? I love that little part of you had fun too, right?
Yeah,
Yes,
it was fun.
it was fun. It was the greatest. And it's like, oh my god, I'm gonna cry.
So cute. Especially, I can't believe I'm mentioning this at the even though it's almost the very end of the movie, but like when he finally acknowledges, yes, I am weak.
Yes,
but it
that's
is-
who I am.
But
yes,
that's who I am, and
I
I
love
have
that.
my friends to support me through everything.
I have Yuta with me. Like I have everybody with me. I have Yuta with me. I can do everything. I can do anything. It's so good. We're gonna talk about that full on later.
Yeah, later.
give it
But like
time.
since we were talking about Gridman, I just had to mention
I
it.
love Gridman, man. I love Gridman. It's so good. I love that the universe was formed out of his guilt and also because the kaiju was making use of him.
Yeah,
This was like the Gridman universe, like specifically the form happened because it's a distress signal, basically. But the universes was made because of him, unconsciously it seems. Like
Subconsciously.
essentially, Dynazenon is confirmed a fan fiction by Gridman. It's so funny.
it's just
Gridman made a fan
fanfic.
fiction of himself. It's great.
It's so fucking great.
It also canonizes almost every single manga that came out.
yeah,
Even
yeah,
Dogma,
yeah.
which is funny because apparently Dogma wasn't supposed to be canon. But
But now
Amemiya
it
said,
is.
no, all of it are canon.
Let's go,
He's so cool. I love him.
man! I fucking love everything.
It's so great. I also love the thing as well, the thing that you mentioned with Dynazenon, letting go of the past.
Yeah,
Which is a reoccurring thing for Galma specifically because of again you told me this earlier, which is like I
yeah.
only noticed it now. Galma still uses his name despite being Rex.
yeah.
Which
It's
shows
because
that
he's still
he's
having trouble.
He's still
letting
having
go of his
trouble
past.
letting go of Hime specifically. Just the
Yeah.
idea of meeting Hime. I don't know what will happen. Like, he already met Hime. Are they gonna meet again? Who knows? Maybe.
Who knows? Maybe, but like for now.
For now, she's Rex now.
he's
It doesn't
Rex
need
now.
to change.
And that's
He's no-
fine.
He's part of the Neon Genesis like high school students. He's no longer Gamma. And I love
And
the
that's
way
fine.
that they portray that moving forward.
Yeah, and with that note that Hime gave her. we
Yeah,
gave
of
him,
like, what are you gonna? How long are you
when
gonna
I-
drag this out,
How are
bro?
you gonna drag this out?
I love
God.
that. I guess we're gonna talk about the theme. I guess we're gonna talk about the kaiju guy. I mean, we
yeah,
were,
the manifestation of
we
all
were having
kaiju.
we were having such a difficult time trying
There-
to
it's
figure
just
him
that
out.
there's so much that he could be. Like
But
maybe it's
I-
everything.
Yeah,
Maybe
but
it's-
the conclusion that we have right now is that he's the manifestation of everything kaiju, but also born from because of but was manifested due to Gridman's like guilt over
Guilt.
what happened on the events of Gridman, SSSS
Yeah.
Gridman.
SSSS.
And I love that because it makes sense that he would know everything about Gridman, and he's using Gridman to make the kaiju.
yeah,
too.
and they look like Gridman,
Yeah,
just
they-
like
they look
inverted
like-
colors.
Like you can look at the inverted colors. There was a post on Twitter that happened. It was really cool finding that out. It was so great. God,
Yeah.
it's so fun. So many subtle things. Again, another subtle thing happened. We're just gonna mention it now. Yume and Yomogi having an agreement that Yomogi should use
Yeah,
instant
that's-
domination again.
Yeah, that he shouldn't use.
It was a silent agreement of both to both of them that I'm not using this again, which is such an interesting scene to me. It's like I love this because it doesn't really add anything, but it shows that Yume
They're
is
pre-
genuinely Yume knows
worried.
how difficult it was for Yomogi to do that because
Aw,
again the
that's
first
so-
time the
aw,
first
yeah.
time the first time it happened was during the ugly the unfinished kaiju. And you know what happened
yeah,
at the time. It
pink
was really
kaiju.
difficult for him.
and he felt so bad.
Yeah, so I do believe that Yume just genuinely didn't want him to feel bad to feel that guilt anymore, which is so good. I love that. I also love
God, it's so
Nidaime. Also, this thing. Okay, we can finally talk about it. The Nidaime recognizing that humans, specifically humans, us
Yeah,
believing
yes,
in
yes.
story. I love
we
how
are the
meta.
only ones that can believe in fabrications that were made by ourselves.
It's so meta, but it's so true. And
Yeah,
it
but it's
perfectly. The thing
true.
is, like, it perfectly coincides with the escapism thing with Gridman.
Yeah,
It's the same, like the same things that we try to escape from are the same things that's gonna teach you all these things to get away from that escapism. It's so cool.
Yeah.
It's like we believe in these things, no matter how intangible they may be. We believe in friendship, in
Fabrications.
like we believe in the stories
friend-
that we tell, the stories that we tell, and the messages that they have for us. So
They feel
God,
real to us. We
yeah,
connect
they're
to them.
yeah, we connect to them. We are the only people capable of connecting to our
Who can
own
do
story.
that?
Yeah, and I love that. It's so like God. This movie is just brimming with love for the story, love for Gridman, love for the fans, love for art, love for creating, and love for humanity in general. Surprisingly, it's so good.
So
I am
cool.
going to cry. It's so great.
Me. Jesus.
And again,
how?
and then we can finally acknowledge it that all 3 installments have this one thread that always tie them together. It's the theme of relying on people, and the power of friendship. Literally, always
Yes.
the fact that you cannot even if you even I forgot. Oh God, I'm stumbling. Oh,
Ah,
that one kaiju. The one thing that the kaiju said, you have the power to heal and destroy, but you're weak and you can't do it alone. And Gridman saying, "I do, but I have. It's fine because I have friends alongside me.
who
I
support
may be
me.
weak, but together we can do anything." It's such a powerful
Yes.
message. It's such a simple. Again, it's so
It's so
tropey.
simple.
It's cliche, but it's so unsubtle with this approach that you're kind of yes, yeah. You can't help but feel it. I like if it was any other show, I feel like it wouldn't be as hard hitting as this. It
Oh,
was
yeah,
so
for sure.
it was so unsubtle, on the nose, punch you in the face type of message. It was so unsubtle with everything, but it was so genuine. It came from genuine place, and I love that.
Man.
And again, I guess we can finally mention our girl now. She shows up all of a sudden. The god. Akane. It's just so fun. She just shows up.
I'm just glad that she's here. I'm just happy.
Yeah,
she's
Sam, I'm
here
glad.
again.
I'm also just glad to know that she's okay. She's doing
Yeah.
fine. She has friends too. She has
Yeah,
friends.
she has friends now.
She has
Ah.
friends. It's great. I love the fact that she found it in herself to help people. Yeah, and to help them specifically. I owe you guys, because they're friends.
Yeah,
I love that.
they're the friends.
I love the
That's
little
so
fact that I owe you guys, and I love that Alexis plays along with
Yeah.
this, because I do believe he kind of reflected on his actions and realized this is a lot funner compared to what I was doing earlier. You know, I'm just gonna do this instead.
Aw.
So he helped. I love the complete I can't do anything about it, but sure, let me fight with you.
Oh well.
Oh well.
You
This
can
sounds.
finally
I was
realizing.
getting bored anyway.
I was getting bored anyway.
So fun.
And finally realizing that maybe a life that is
Finite is
Finite.
ultimately
much more fun
the more
than one
yeah
that is
much more
infinite.
fun. It's so great. I love how that it tied it, some of the loose ends of the first show was completely tied perfectly, neatly
So
as well. And then we can talk about that one scene.
No.
This is the best scene in the entire movie. I refuse
Yes,
to
yes,
say.
it
I
is.
refuse
I
to
agree.
believe in anyone else's. Yes. Because it was an inevitability to happen. Night seeing Akane again after all these years. How long has it been? 2018? 5 years. Oh my
God.
god.
Oh. Oh.
It's so good. The realization, the scenes of the acknowledgement of, I'm sorry I did all these things to you. I hated you back then, but I'm really proud of you. You can
But
say
I especially like that Gridman. Gridman, no, Gridnight. Gridnight. Even despite that, he has.
he understood. The thing is, he understood what
yeah, he
Akane was
understood.
going through.
She was going through.
A lot of things. Yeah, he was going through a lot of things back then. So him saying it's fine. I don't resent you. In fact, I'm thankful for you. It's why?
You
Because
gave
you're
me
gr-
life. I
You
saw
gave me
so many
life.
things with
I
these
wouldn't
eyes.
I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be able to see these beautiful sights if it weren't for you. And then the little, again, this is a reference. I'm gonna throw that parallel later. Video go. So many videos, man. So many videos.
And then I kind of rubbing.
Akane ruffling his hair a little bit.
God.
Oh my god.
It's perfect.
It's such a small piece of animation, but it That means so
It's
much.
perfect. It means the world.
There's so much emotion in it of her like like burying his face, burying her face on him, on his head, and then like ruffling his hair like a little baby.
It's so good.
It's great. And then the little moment with Akane and Rika with the finger as well.
Yeah.
Very similar to the ED. That one part in the ED, the final part of the
Yep.
ED in the first show. Again, so many parallels for no reason. Too many parallels, actually. There's too many parallels.
There's so much.
I can't mention all of them. There are too many. God, what a phenomenal fucking movie. It exists. We live in a timeline where
Where it
Gridman
exists.
Universe and the entirety of the SSSS.Gridman by Amemiya exists. Thank you,
Absolutely
Amemiya.
unreal.
The fact that it started off as something so like such a passion project. This like Gridman feels like it was made out of a labor of love. And then Dynazenon was refining that, and then Universe was everything that put it like Universe was the build up. This is it. It's so good. I think I'm so happy that I live in that timeline that this exists.
You know what we haven't mentioned? The fights. The
fights.
fights.
Bruh. Also, actually,
Dude.
before we actually mention the fights, the first kaiju fights that happened were very Gridman, and then the second half was very Dynazenon.
Very Dynazenon. Yeah.
It's so good. I love the fights in the first fights is like super heavy. They feel like they're a Toku thing, and then you look at Dynazenon, it's like, let's go. Also, the fact that it's so super fan service, like they were so
Yeah.
unabashedly fan servicing all over the place. Like that scene where, my favorite scene ever as well, the second one, Yomogi and Yume. Yume screaming Yomogi's name and
Yomogi.
and then jumping and
then they jump.
and then hugging, and then the scene of like what do we do? There's only one thing we can do, and then them combining,
Dynazenon.
and then
Watu.
Chise, and then yes, and then Chise going.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay,
we're all together
everyone.
now.
All together
Say
now.
it together.
It's so fan servicey and so obviously.
And I love
like-
it. I'm all.
Yes,
in for it.
I'm all in for it. I don't mind. I am as hyped as they are. And I love how they use the openings for all of oh my god, that entire scene, like
they
all of the
use
openings at the same time. They were like switching out every single time, like switching out. It's so good. And my favorite, I love the combinations, the henshins and everything. I adore it. My favorite combination is now Rogue Kaiser Gridman. It's so good. I love it so much. I love the scene where he henshins, and then the transformation sequence where he stops the punch with the other hand, and then with the other hand and punches the other. It's so good. And then the kick, and then oh my god, the fights are so phenomenal. This is Trigger at its best when it comes to
It's all
fights.
so perfect.
I feel like
Yes, for sure.
Trigger. I feel like this is Trigger at its peak when it's fights. Like Chromare was amazing, but this, my goodness,
This is another level.
this is everything I've ever asked for. Literally changed my life. Those fights are the best. The final part of the fight when Universe started playing, I cried. When that first is like, yes, let us use both the most destructive power and healing at the same time. Fixer beam and then Rex and then the grid beam. It's so good. Such a great fight. And that little scene between also the combination with God Zena, full powered Zenon
yes.
and Grid Knight having a combination for the first time. I love that design. It's my favorite. Actually favorite. Love that design so much. Also, we forgot the subtleties again. There's so many. Forgot to mention the fact that Gauma doesn't call Yume's guns as penetrator gun. It's Nantoka Bimu now.
It's Nantoka Bimu.
He will forever call it that now, and I love that. It's like a little thing that like is mentioned. If you forgot about what it meant, it wouldn't be like, oh my god, it's so fucking cute. Such a great man. This movie does everything, man. This movie is everything. This movie is the greatest thing ever. What other stuff can we talk about?
How we haven't mentioned the greatest scene ever with Yume and Yomogi.
Which one? There's many of them.
The crab one.
Yes! The Riz.
The
Yomogi with that
complete
Riz. I also love the thing that you mentioned me as well, that Gamma bought crab because they ate, like, him and Gamma actually ate crab back in the day, and that's why he was eating
like,
crab
we
in
used to eat
Dynazenon. I was like,
crab.
when I
That's why
heard that from you, I was like, oh my god,
That's why he eats crabs.
that's why he eats crabs. Oh my god.
So
I love
cute.
the crab thing of, like, you're thinking about the crab? Yeah, you want to eat it? But it's for your family, though. It's exactly why I want to eat it with you. It's like,
This-
he's so
and
smooth,
then
bro.
then she's just
And then
like,
the
she
blush,
turns
the
so red.
really happy blushing.
So
They love each other so much.
so
They are
cute.
one of the greatest couples in anime, period.
They're perfect. They are perfect.
Literally, no anime couple will reach the heights that they. And this isn't even a romance anime. I love that.
I think the thing that also makes me love them so much. I think you mentioned that this was in the Dynazenon like drama CD, but
Yeah, that they
that
fight a
w-
lot.
yeah, that they're calling each other and they're like having a little fight. and
the
I'm like,
little
what are you
drama
doing
CD.
right now?
What are you doing right now? Wait, you're playing Splatoon while we're fighting? God, dang, fine, I'll leave you be. And then they move on with life. It's so stupid.
So
I love
stupid,
how as well that they are a genuine couple and they are healthy. They're a healthy,
Yes.
genuine couple. Like, they're very healthy. The fact that they talk about, wait, you don't argue in the drama CD with the after story with Yuta inviting Rika in an onsen date. It's like, wait, you haven't argued
Yeah.
before? That's really bad. That's really bad. Don't do that. I love how Yume bullies Yuta as well, because Yume for some reason just does this now. For some reason
Yume's
he
just
likes
a bully in general. It's so funny.
Yume, like, I think like we only see it barely in some of the
We don't see it
in the
much
show,
in
but,
Dynazenon,
like,
but like
Yume and Yomagi are such, like, chaos bringers. They're such, like, they love fucking around.
yeah, they love fucking around. It's so
They love
perfect.
joking around about stuff. It's so fun. And then, okay, let's talk about the message, actually. I
Yeah.
remember my first tweet in the media thread of, like, why do we tell stories? It's to make sense of a world that is terrifying and enormous. It's still one of my favorite quotes to ever exist
Man.
because it feels real. Why do
It
these
is.
stories exist? Because people made them to make sense of things. The same goes for Rika. Rika writing Gridman Universe in the story was the reason why she figured out so much stuff about herself and Yuta, and the realization that
Even Akane Shinjo with her own Gridman world.
yeah,
In a way,
it's
it
like
was,
in a
it was
way,
her.
yeah. It was her story. It's like the stories that people make is just a way to make sense of things. Because obviously,
Akane was lost. And she wanted the
and-
world to escape to.
and then
and-
the very same world that she made, straight up just told her, no, this is not how that
Nah,
works. You
get out.
can't.
Get-
You have to go. You have to go outside and touch some grass. My
Uh,
God,
that
touch some grass
that
and make some friends.
real. That reminded me of the promise Akane and Rika made. If I
Yeah,
can
the
just
promise,
have
like,
one
I have one
promise,
wish.
so we can never see each other again.
No, I wish. No, his wish is like, I wish that you would stay here, and and I wish that doesn't ever happen.
Oh yeah,
Which is such
Yeah,
a powerful thing to
that's
say
what it
again.
was. Yeah,
Such a
man.
strong
man.
man. I love this. I love this movie, man. It's everything. It's everything we've ever asked for. Why is this movie so perfect?
It's so I don't know. They cooked so hard.
It took
I
me a
don't know how
while
they
to be honest. So it took me a while to let it really sink in. I only really loved it after I thought about it. After I made it sink in for a while, because at first it's like,
Oh,
oh, this
yeah.
is so great, but I was like, I felt nothing for a bit, and then I thought about it for a while. I was like, wow, okay, never mind.
Yeah,
This is the best thing ever.
Holy shit!
Is this my anime of the year? Yes. Is this your anime of the year?
It's
Yes.
I am
If you
in,
say some-
like
What are you gonna say, huh? What are you gonna say, huh?
It's-
You're on thin ice, boy. You're on thin ice.
it's like it's tied with for me it's tied with U149.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh god. Oh shit. Suddenly realizing. Oh
I
shit.
like both. I literally have both of them tied. Like I can't pick one or another. I love both
I'm
of
not
them
gonna lie.
so
Yeah, UN
much.
49 is special too.
I
Yeah, but we're not
love
gonna talk
both
about
so
it here.
much.
Let's not get distracted
No,
because
no, completely
Chainsaw Man
different
pacing.
topic, but
Chainsaw.
like, I
We
love
will
both
talk
of
about
them.
we will talk about it at some point though.
Real.
Maybe when we have a end of the year roundup where we talk about the stuff that we got into.
Oh
this year.
yeah, that sounds
We will
alright.
definitely go about that.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, Gridman Universe, man, literally everything.
It's peak.
The music as well is perfect.
Oh my lord, the music is great.
I just
I
love the
forgot
song.
what it was, but the pianos, like the little somber
Yes,
piano
the
song.
the,
that
the
one.
somber piano song. Just crying every time I hear it. It's so great. There's so much love in this. Like, you could feel the love for everything that is Gridman. Again, I mentioned it. Like, you could feel Universe is such a powerful. Like, you could tell from the way it's from the movie that this was made out of love for everything that is Gridman art, anime, tokusatsu.
Storytelling.
Yeah, storytelling.
Humans, just
Yes, humanity in general.
humanity.
We kind of need that right now with the stuff happening.
Oh yeah,
This
for
world
sure.
has been a
Jesus
mess.
fucking Christ.
It's so good. It's such a powerful, uplifting message that, what would you expect? It's a toku show. Like, no matter how you look at it, it's a toku show. It's a toku show first before an anime.
It's
And I love that for
incredible.
it. We really do need to watch. Also, I guess we start talking about references here. Before we wrap up a bit, because we're really running out
Yeah,
of stuff to say.
references.
Before we, just the references.
Yeah.
93 show has so many references
yeah.
in Universe. If you haven't seen 93, I haven't seen 93. I just know a lot
Me
about
neither.
it. But there's
I
so
just
many
know.
references to Universe. You wouldn't be able to appreciate Universe if you weren't a big fan. You wouldn't appreciate Universe to the extent that the people that made it want you to if you haven't seen 93.
Yeah,
Because the
that's not
93
actually
show,
insane.
straight up, Naoto, the main character of Gridman, the first one, shows up in this. In all of them,
Yeah,
actually.
in all of
but,
them.
But I do, like, especially in Universe, he is straight up just the character. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I feel like from what's implied, in Gridman and Dynazenon, he only shows up as a cameo as himself, like the actor of Naoto. But in Universe, it was Naoto, like actually the character Naoto showing up. Which is so compelling to me because the idea of Gridman, the idea of Yuta being saved by the very first host of Gridman, because Gridman still remembers the very first friend he's ever made.
It's so perfect.
It's such a powerful moment. It's just such a good moment too. It's just fun. It's just great. Like that, the idea of like Gridman never forgot, and obviously he would be the one saving the day, as like a little contributor of as the savior. It's so fun. There's so many references. Like even Nidaime's like outfit is a
Oh yeah,
reference.
Nidaime's henshin, which is really, really
I
weird.
love Nidaime's henshin. It's like super stupid, and I love it.
It's so stupid. It's so
It's so
good,
whack.
though.
It's so whack. I love them. You also mentioned like a T-shirt having the name of one of the main characters in 93.
Yeah, one of the main characters in A3 just.
I was like,
There's
why is the name there? I was like so
Yeah,
confused. Why is the name there?
It's so.
It's so great. It's
there's
so
so
good.
much details. Like
Yeah, there's so many again, there's so much love, and again that churros and donuts thing I mentioned was like, hey, isn't that like the food that the girls ate? The two main girls that we've seen eat. That's such a stupid
Yeah.
like detail, but like it's so fun. There's so many good moments in this. Again, we should watch the 93 show at some point.
I
You
thought it
really
was
do.
longer for some reason. I thought it was like 50
It's 39
something
episodes.
No,
It's
it's just
39.
39.
One of the episodes there is gonna you're gonna be realizing just how many references there actually are in the show. Like the way they control Dynazenon is exactly how they control the gadgets in the 93 show. The same controller and stuff. They even say battle go, which is so good.
Totally.
It's so good and it's so based and so real. They even the way they turn on the way they turn on junk is the same way they turn on junk in the 93 show as well. Again, the people that made this show love 93 a lot and
Yeah.
adore and worship it like it's and abide by the show like it's gospel. I love the loyalty to the source material. The thing is like they're building up on the source material, but it's not like they're trying to reboot it. No, it's part of the canon of the original, and I love that.
It's a celebration.
It's a celebration. Like it is. It's like you said. Like you said to me, like Toku crossovers are almost usually an anniversary thing, or something that's like it's a big event when two Toku shows, when two Kamen Rider shows like crossover. It's a big deal.
Yeah, it's a big deal. Absolutely.
So this almost like universe almost feels like a anniversary thing and also a crossover thing, which it kind of is. It's the 30th year of 93. It's so.
Oh yeah, it's the 30th anniversary.
Yeah.
So it's an anniversary crossover show.
Yeah, it's an anniversary
Holy
crossover
shit, just
show, and
like
it's the
Zio.
greatest thing ever. Again, it's so meta, and I love it. There's so much of like, we're never gonna get another anime like this again. I think, which is really sad.
Oh yeah, no, we know it sucks.
There will never
It
be
sucks.
another. There will never be another. We're gonna have to live with this. This is it. It's
So
kind of sinking
sad.
into me now that Gridman is technically
It's over. Yeah, it's over. It's very unlikely there'll be like anything else after this.
Well, it would be nice if they did, though. You know,
Yeah,
like
but, like, where do
Gridman
you go
Universe
up from
2.
Gridman? The drama, sweetie, that shit's so funny.
Y'all should listen again. Here's my
Yeah.
advice. I don't know if there's a viewer here who's listening and hasn't watched the show. What are you doing here? Why are you so here?
I think that's like
it's like-
impossible.
It's been 2 hours. But like,
How?
please, if you're gonna watch the show or if you're gonna rewatch like the entire thing, listen to the drama CDs alongside. They add so much more nuance and fun stuff to the characters that they just like that we barely get to see. They are you may think it's a supplement. It's not. It's it's almost a requirement. I do believe it's a requirement. Almost, it's literally a requirement to watch the drama, to listen to the drama CDs.
Yeah,
because
there's
they
so much. There's surprisingly
there's some
lot of things in
surprisingly
that
good
drama.
stuff there. There's some really fun moments, really funny scenes, or like really great characterizations between characters, like that you're not gonna be able to see in the anime, which is sad. But like you really can't do anything about it. It's 12
I guess that's
episodes.
like the point, because like if you won't get anything more from like the anime, you could just go for the drama CDs if you want just more silly interactions with the
Yeah.
characters.
And yeah, it's usually all there. Like in the drama CD that we just watched.
It's
Oh,
so
the
stupid.
multiple
I love
Yuta
that
disorder. God, it's so stupid. I love Yume being an absolute just menace. Yes, I
She's
made this
so-
thing up
she's so-
completely.
she made
I
it
made
up.
it up.
She made
And
it up.
And Yomagi rode with it. It's like, you know what? It's true. So true. God, they're so evil like that, and I love them. Such a great man. It's over. The movie is over and it's done. Are you gonna agree? Okay, here's my proposition. Do you agree that we should rewatch this every year?
Yes,
Although we do that with a lot of other things already.
actually
Like-
true, but like this one specifically,
This one
Yes.
specifically is too special. We have to actually watch it every year now.
it's a
Like, we just
requirement.
allot a time. It's a Gridman month, and then we just watch everything Gridman.
It's a great. Yeah, no. Honestly, I now just have the urge to rewatch Gridman and Dynazenon.
Don't calm down. Calm down. I too feel the same way. Calm down.
They're a little bit too good.
They are way too good, actually. Well, anyway, that's basically it, isn't it? Do we
Yeah,
have
I think-
anything else to
yeah.
talk about?
Not really. I think we covered like almost everything everything we had to talk about with this.
Yes,
Goddamn
we
incredible
literally
franchise.
covered everything, which is kind of insane. 2 hours too. Wow. I was expecting this to be longer. You know,
Yeah, me
you know how
too.
we talk all the time. Audio listeners, essentially, hello listeners. This video, literally, this video thing is gonna be made. This is essentially how we always talk. We're just a little bit more organized.
Yeah. We're not going
Uh,
all over the place. Yeah,
we're,
this is
we're
basically
going
how
a
it
little bit
goes.
all over the place like always, but it's a little more at least focused.
Structured.
But we're still doing it. We're figuring it out. It's new. We're new to this. We might do
literally
this again.
the first time we're doing this.
Yes, this is so. It's so weird, but at the same time, it's like we're getting used to it now. I think after 2 hours, I think we get the hang of it now.
We're getting there.
Are we gonna do this again? Who knows?
Yes.
Yes, we will, but we don't
probably.
know when,
But
and we
no,
don't know
not
what will
when.
it. It's just when will it? What will it be about? We have no idea.
Yeah,
It's
we
gonna
have no idea.
Because Gridman was like the perfect starting point for this. for this like type of thing because we both have seen it, and again we both love it.
We both love it.
And again, I was always planning to make something for Gridman. This was the perfect opportunity, and I thank you for joining me here, man. Thank you so much for.
It was so cool to talk about Gridman. I just want to talk more Gridman. And it's
To be
perfect.
honest, it's perfect. It's so good.
So
Anyway, thank you for watching.
Thank you.
Are we gonna come back again? I just said that, but yeah,
good.
I am.
Yes.
It's like 5 a.m. in the morning for me. What is
It's
how?
5 a.m. What are you?
Shush. I'm fine. I'm balling. I'm
okay.
balling. How about you? What time is
Balling.
it for you?
It's literally just like 3 p.m.
This is unfair.
This is so
Give me back my
unfair to you.
time. Give me
Oh,
back my
well.
time. I'm kidding. It's fine. This is the sacrifices I have to make this happen.
And it's worth it.
I don't know when I'll be able to edit this video. I hopefully will have time this week to start
Soon,
working on it at
hopefully.
least, so we can have. The thing is, I have to listen to all of this.
Yeah.
I have to listen to
that's-
all of this now, which is kind
Yeah,
of
that's
God.
a
That's gonna be
good
difficult.
point.
And I have to put like the stuff that I mentioned with the parallels. I have to show pictures for that, which is oh my god. Anyway, yeah, that's it. Thank you for listening, whoever did. If you did, I don't know how you were able to handle that. We are insane.
Yeah.
We kind of like we kind
kinda
of just
crazy.
understand each other. We are not assuming that you will understand us. So if you
But if you
did,
did, cool.
and you enjoyed it, cool. If you want more, let us know.
Yeah.
We'll probably do it again. We don't know what we'll talk about, but
It will be something.
we always do this anyway. We might as well record it.
Yeah.
Like we've talked so many times. We've talked even longer.
Yeah.
2
no,
hours is a little amount of time.
Yeah,
But
this is like nothing compared to the usual.
nothing compared to
times.
the usual now is like 5.
Not usual, but like.
But back in the
yeah.
day, we were going for 10
Back in
hours.
the day, we were absolutely schizophrenic with our
well,
calls.
pandemic out. The pandemic did that to
So
us.
sad. Yeah.
Anyway, how do we end it? How do we wrap it up? How do we end
I
this?
don't know.
How do we end the video? How do we end the podcast? I keep saying goodbye, but not ending it. You know, it's fucking stupid. I'm so fucking stupid. You know what? How about I just end it like this? Wouldn't that be funny?